5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are live.
कमेंट्स भी देख पाएंगे.
Welcome everyone to the Film Influencers Roundtable, which is a very debated topic which we'll discuss. But here it is. Welcome all of you to the channel and to the roundtable. Before we get into the introductions of each person and about their pages on Instagram, as well as one person was supposed to join from Twitter also, or X, sorry. But the moment they're here, we'll just continue by that time. And thank you everyone for coming, for taking out time for this, and all the people watching. And I hope it's fruitful discussion you all enjoy. But first of all, my question to all of you: do you agree with film influencers or do you don't agree with it? Let's debate.
I'm bipolar. I don't agree with myself all the time.
This is what I told not to do.
No, but I do actually. I think Instagram has been kind of a healthy space until Animal released.
Okay.
Until what?
Animal.
Hey, you are being very optimistic.
There were two phases. There was Jubilee and then there was Animal. It was like Boss 1 and Boss 2, in a video game. But other than that, Instagram was quite nice actually. Nothing too toxic.
I'll just put my thought my point was to make it Filmstagram roundtable, but then I got invited someone who's not on Instagram but they create content for X. So I thought, okay, now I cannot make a film Instagram, so film influencers. And I think the term influencers has a bad repo behind it. But I feel like all of you talk about films and influence other people to, watch it and catch them. So I think it works in a sense because you're not like trying to make money out of it, but maybe you do, I don't know. But you're telling, talking about good cinema and, spreading around it. So I think it's a good app title. Anyone disagrees?
I do. मैं कब से हाथ खड़ा करती
Obviously, Rami.
रमिता there is वैसे वहाँ पे एक
हूँ?
आप क्लिक
A hand option
तो
also.
आपको
पता है मेरा मन नहीं. अब जब मैं दूध पी रहा हूँ, दूध पी
Stop, Rohit.
Nona, we're supposed to stick with English, right? Because we have
Yeah, I
as
think
common
English, so everyone can be on the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I was saying that I don't agree with the film influencer title because no one gets influenced by my opinions.
Oh,
I do.
good.
I did when you won the Harry Potter debate.
I deserve to win it fair and square. The only I deserve to win it, not.
And you disliked Jubilee, which you made us all agree when we had a
Yeah,
discussion.
that's okay, but
You influenced me.
You influenced.
I don't
You
agree.
influenced. I came to your channels to it, and some people got influenced. I can't influence.
you have influenced me.
Vikram Aite Motwani contacted Rohit and said, please ask her to change her opinion. The show is getting influenced. People aren't watching it.
Oh my god.
But guys, everyone is an influencer actually because everyone influences others. That's it.
Unfortunately.
But other people get influenced as well.
Unfortunately.
The term is opinion leaders. Because we lead an opinion, we start conversations. So that's what they taught me in media school, and I paid a lot for it. So I'm gonna use those terms.
Yeah, but I think the main issue is that do we influence? Yes, probably yes, maybe yes. But do we like the name influencer? Is I think the main question mark here. We probably don't prefer that name because of because it has a bad rep. I think that's a separate conversation. But yes, if you ask, do we influence people to watch movies or talk about movies or have an opinion about those movies? That yes, I think that definitely happens.
Even I agree. I came across this word for the first time. Someone called me film influencer. I was having this call with someone from Film Companion, and that guy addressed me as a film influencer. That was the first time I even heard that this term existed, and I was questioning, am I though? But then, as Sahil said, that we do have some amount of influence on people. I hope good influence. So. Yeah, so
I think good and bad
But
we
don't
can
like
decide.
the term. We don't like the term. The term we don't like it because of
The
the
term.
Okay.
bad. That's the only issue.
it's all
I prefer
because
to
the
be
word
called. I prefer to be called artist. I prefer to be called artist.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
an influencer.
Yes.
Like I don't make my posts on Canva.
Oh.
I love Canva. I love
Me too.
Okay.
Canva.
I don't want to get in that debate, by the way. Okay.
Nona
Let's go
animates
with
is-
influencer. Okay. See. End of the day, what can we do? I wrote the title. I cannot go back change it. So it really
See, we
doesn't
can't even
matter.
influence you to change the title.
No, see, you're not doing
Oh,
a
so
good
we
job.
are not influencers, Ramita. On point.
Alright, guys, whoever joined us, thank you. Please hit that like button so more people join us and join the discussion.
Oh, can't
But
we in the comments अगर कुछ आए तो?
no, I'll don't worry, Ramita. I have it under control. Whenever it happens, I'll definitely share it. But before that, before again going into introduction, I want to get from all of you what does film Instagram means or film Instagram means for you, and how did you get into it? Or maybe
I mean,
you got
it's
inspired
a-
by it or just wanted to share your opinion on social media. Like, how does it work for someone
Like,
who doesn't
I just-
understand this concept?
Like I
Okay.
just wanted to fuel my narcissism. But I'm just kidding. I wanted to. I actually wanted to just talk to people like from a very young age. When I used to talk about films, people would be like, "भाई इतना क्यों बात कर रहा है films के बारे में? Why are you talking so much about films?" So there was always this search for like-minded people. So that's how it started, and it did not start with something like, oh, I'm going to be a film influencer, like Nona quotes. I'm quoting Nona right now. It wasn't about being a film influencer, it was just about talking to people at the end of the day, and I gained very good friends out of it. Most people here are my friends, and that's a nice thing, like just to belong. And that's why I started my page. I don't know about other stuff.
Okay. Hari?
Oh, I think so. With my film page, my cousin suggested me, because both of us we would both love movies. We love talking about films. So when he reached out, I was like, okay, let's create like a film page, right? I was like, and then we just started posting like posters and all that stuff. But then after that, I delved into editing a lot of stuff. And then sooner or later, when I hit like after 10,000 followers and all that stuff, I knew that there were a lot of people who actually liked what I liked. So then it was like not a responsibility, but it was a joy to almost communicate with, like Rohit said, like-minded people and be around them. And that also inspired me to watch a lot of movies and learn more about films. And that's when Taxi Driver happened. I always quote that as a film that almost had a change in me and how I viewed films. So when Taxi Driver happened, I started exploring cinema vehemently, and it was like nonstop. Like 3 times a day, I would watch a movie. So when that happened, and then when there were like a lot of like-minded people, then I started like creating a space where I talked about films that I loved and films that I think that other people should see, and I don't necessarily like try to influence them. I tell them like this is a good movie. I like this. And then some people, they easily like, oh, just because, and I mentioned it was like they start like, they'd watch and they'd come back to me like, this is great. Do more recommendations like this. I think that's the stage I am right now, and with like venturing on a YouTube channel now, that's what I'm doing right now. But I guess that's like the sort of graph essentially so far for me.
Okay. Gauri?
I think it's very similar to what Rohit said, because I used to blabber about films in my school time, but my school group wasn't that responsive to my joy about films. And then I came across these accounts on Instagram, mainly Basu's, Harshit's, and Ankit Bhaiya's, which, kind of motivated me to start one of my own. And then some way around the other, with time, I found these beautiful group of beautiful people, and I got to know, no, actually my feelings are valid. I can nonstop talk about films. So that is something that gave me joy. And other than that, it also made me, took me on the path of editing, which I never knew I could. So even though I'm not that pro, but I do it on my phone. But but I feel a certain amount of joy in creating something. be it a normal static post, a carousel, or a reel. It gives me a feeling of joy. And even spamming out of nowhere on my stories, I think that is the little joy that I get out of these. Yes. And yeah, the fact that I have become a better person myself in terms of viewing films. I've become more empathetic towards watching and consuming films. Um, Thinking about the fact that, it's not just a person's idea, but like hundreds of people have worked behind that film, right? From a boy to the cinematographer, everyone has been on that film. So you cannot hate a film entirely. So I have learned that also with time. So that's
Okay. Adityan?
Yeah, so in Jigar Double X, there's this first title card which comes like, so they thought they chose art, but art chose them. So I don't know. Like I used to talk about films a lot because thanks to my quizzing circle in school, I used to talk a lot about quizzing. I used to talk a lot about films. But like acha, like in films. Sorry.
No
So
problem.
where okay, so where what was I saying? So, okay, so in school I used to talk about films, and my group was so good for good, but we would talk like certain scenes look like this scene, like the action sequence like Fast Five, the Fast and Furious movies. This sequence was so good, man, like flying cars, that's so awesome, like that we used to discuss. But after you become maturing, and thanks to my dad who used to influence me a lot with his movie choices, and my mom, so I used to watch a lot of classics at that time, school time itself. So and I used to write blogs, scientific blogs at that time in school days itself. But I didn't expect Instagram to be a platform, and here we have a film study community like this, because I just came to films just to see some memes or something, and I thought, okay, let's just post. I watched that day, in January 30, I think so, I watched Psycho movie by Mishkin, and the next day I was like, okay, let's write what we liked about the film. So I wrote, and look what it, Doctor Sivakarthikeyan movie. There's this one, Yanga Konda Nitirga Patya Ipani, like that. Now it's lead to be it has lead to be made me a better person, and thanks to you guys made me push forward the limits. I didn't know I would do editing. I didn't know I would do anything like this Canva, this even coding for that matter. I don't know I would do it. This Here it is, art shows me.
Lovely, man. Sahil, the memester?
Well, yeah, I think I won't relate with Rohit and Gaurav on this, but I think, very lucky to always have like a group of people, like my friends, obviously, who used to talk about movies, to discuss about it, and honestly had more knowledge than me as well, in some areas. So this was the case for me in my school days, my college as well. So yeah, I think I was always used to having have people have like-minded people with me, with whom I could talk about movies like of all languages, all all countries and everything. But I think when the pandemic happened and our like in person meeting stopped happening and all that, I think at that time I felt like a void, especially in the first few months in which I was not able to talk in person with people about movies which we were watching. And I believe at that time, if you remember, I'm talking about the first 3 months of pandemic, when we were having so many of web series or even movies getting released on OTT, and I was obviously watching all of them because everyone was just at their homes. So, but we didn't have people to talk about with that way, and obviously you can't really have calls with everyone whom you know that regularly. So I think at that time I obviously got involved into Instagram. Obviously talked to Harshit and Basu first, and then I think Basu introduced me to Rohit. So I think these were the first three people I was interacting with, and I realized that even apart from my friend circle, there are people out there who have like the same interest towards cinema, and also like series and all that. So I believe that's where I got introduced to Filmstagram, and I realized that I don't know, I don't need to have only my close people, like people who are like in my close proximity to be talking about films. I can talk to people on the internet as well. And the best part was that they gave me the same comfort which my people, like my friends, my friends gave. So I think that was my introduction to Filmstagram, and that's like since then I have been like talking about every single thing I watch with these people, and you also know that they are watching everything, so you know that you can talk about things also. Sometimes you do feel like you watch a movie and you are like, nobody is watching around you. Whom do you talk about? But in Filmstagram, you don't feel like that. I think in Filmstagram, at least one person has watched what you are watching or what you have watched. So you can find that person very easily, and you can talk to that person about like for hours and hours about that movie or a series. So I think that's the beauty of Filmstagram. Like you can find every person.
Okay, Ramita.
So basically, मेरा तो film with me, I think it started off with me trying to blog about it or something, because same, like I think just like everybody, it's very difficult to find people to talk about films. Even in your immediate circle, it's very rare that people will be interested in films as much as you are, or in the same, we will have same taste or same passion. Even if mostly people are like, they'll watch a film, they'll discuss it for some time, and then they'll forget it. My thing starts after that. Once you have seen and forgotten it, your real impact on a film, that's when you really realize what's it about. So firstly it was about that, because then I started following Gangs of Singapore, and then there was one characters and bios something bioscope, I don't know. Yeah, there was there was a Facebook page of talking about character biopsies, I think. And then there was 2 3 movie wala, like I used to follow them on Facebook, and then I came to Instagram pretty late, and then I saw Gangs of Singapore. I thought, yeah, I can also do that. And then when I got into it, I started posting, and then I realized I'm not that person who would recommend regularly or watch films and tell them, because for me it's been my consumption is very limited because of the kind of person I am. And I really and eventually I realized, for me, Filmstagram has been more of a creative exercise. I would want to talk about things which are not talked about, but I'm not the kind of person who will always who will always find underrated films or like hidden films. I'm not that person who is so. That's a bad thing about me, that I don't watch a lot of films. But for me, it has all. I think Filmstagram turned out to be a creative exercise. Sometimes, what I'll write about films is something I would want to see in a film. I wish this had happened, or why a particular thing happened. So that was a exercise for me as a writer. Then I started editing, which was, I think, one of my favorite things that Filmstagram gave to me. That I realized that I am too addicted to the sound of Bollywood, and that's what is something which I've eventually realized because of Instagram. What is the main connection of me and films? And then I think thirdly, it's now mostly about how people receive films, which is a very interesting, I won't say positive or negative, it's an interesting study how people receive films, because now that you're working in films, you need to know that. So for me it has been that. And I think Filmstagram is very, even with all the bad things, all the good things have also happened, that it has led to a lot of opportunities, from film marketing to even like my first my first AD job I got was because of Gangs of Singapore. That film didn't happen because of lockdown, but still. So the first time I went to Bombay was because Gangs of Singapore shared a story. So for me, it has been a very. I don't think I would have been that involved if I wasn't into films professionally. So I feel, yeah, that's it. I think Filmstagram is pretty, because rest of the things I think everybody has covered now. That you find films, you find people. I also feel more people from the industry should be following Filmstagram, even if you're not regularly posting. Because even I don't post a lot, but I am very active because I would like to know what people think. Because, that's how you can change it.
Okay, this is lovely to hear from all of you. And I think with the Borderlands director mentioning Filmstagram during a session at IFI, that kind of, I think first time someone mentioned it in public in press. So I think I hope that gets a big boost to everyone.
That was really sweet of him. We saw the video and it was really sweet of him to have, mentioned, and the fact that all of our names were on that screen and we became a part of his thing. So it was a really pure moment.
Rohit, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, so Sahil said something which made me think. For example, you watch a film, you think you're the only one who has watched it, right? So it is like a double-edged sword. So it kind of feeds into your narcissism of being a cinephile, and then you come onto Instagram, and then you see hundreds of people have watched it, and then you're like, okay, I'm an ordinary guy, you know. And then I would really love to say,
I
like,
didn't mean ordinary. I mean, like, you have a space. I think that was my intention. Like, having a space is very important. Like, if you can't talk about something, what's the point?
it's a humbling experience, actually. You know?
And it's a good humbling experience. Like, it's not
Because
something like, okay, I am nobody.
there's so much of discourse happening even in the comments, right? Somebody may not agree to what you have said. Somebody might just outright thrash you. Somebody might be lukewarm. You get to handle and meet different kinds of people. So you are also learning a lot of social skills, which is something I do lack. And again, big shout out to Curiosor. I think the biggest impact anyone has had on me.
Thank you.
You are the sole reason I got introduced to Vijay, and I got introduced to the LCU. Okay, so right now my comfort songs are all Vijay songs. So I am just chilling to that. So you have impacted my life in that way. So
Our comfort movies are the ones which Adityan has introduced to me. Literally, like this year, my like a lot of my movies on my list are Adityan movies. Like obviously, I watched those movies on my own only, but I discussed those movies only with Adityan, so he knows that.
glad, bro. Glad to know.
I feel Gangs of Sinapur introduced me to niche regional cinema. Curiosity introduced me to mass, and he showed me. And this is what Instagram is about. I feel not the contrast you get from people and their opinions. It's a wonderful place to be.
Okay, guys, we will be getting into our list of different kind of films we saw in 2023. We'll come to that. Before that, some good questions in the chat, so I thought we'll take in. Shrikesh asked, as a film influencer, which all of you may not agree, will some other person's view on a film influence you? What mindset are you keeping while watching a movie? Does your favorite hero heroine movie influences your views? Okay, quite a loaded question, but the gist is that do you watch the movie like blinded, or you also can get influenced because you saw a post, someone really liking it, and you also went in a thought, or you like the film, or maybe it doesn't happen, it goes opposite. Whoever wants to take it. And stop raising hands. Just say talk.
Talk. Hello, Acha, not mute, sorry. So I was saying that to answer that one thing, that whether a lot of talk about a film on Instagram makes me watch a film, I think it started off like that. But at this point, this year, I've seen the more online people are talking about it, the less inclined I am to watch it.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
think somewhat.
So Ramita did not watch Pathan, did not watch The Jawan, did not watch Gadar,
Those
did
are
not watch
first
Jubilee,
okay.
did
I
not
was
watch
just
Animal.
talking about OTT. Chup kar.
So the thing is that something that I don't know why I'm doing it, but it's happening to me. If I want to watch a film and the Filmstagram starts posting it on their pages and I haven't watched it, so I don't read anything. And I come back to their posts once I have finished the film. Because firstly, I want to have my own thoughts, and I don't want, because I will be carrying my own personal bias to that film subconsciously or consciously, given that how is the premise of the film. But I don't want it to be, having someone else's um subconscious bias attached to it and all that. So that is something that I've been doing lately.
Okay. But how do you
I
do
think
that?
that's what happened.
Yeah, go ahead. Eddie.
Sorry? Okay.
Actually, I was agreeing with her, saying that happened to me with Animal right now because I couldn't go watch it first day. Like, I had to wait a week later for that, and then like I was around like the Twitter community and the Filmstagram community. Everybody, is bashing it. Everybody's saying it's problematic. Everything. I don't want to delve into the ideological aspect of the film because we would be delving into a different topic altogether if we do. But in terms of the film, I think everybody was bashing it without really like appreciating the film. I'm not saying like I really love the unconventionality of the film. I think it's like a warped, twisted take of Godfather from Sandeep Reddy Vanga, in my opinion. And like whether it's the editing, it's all like it's just from him. Like the way it's edited, the patterns, like the transitions, everything is him. But a lot of people could not acknowledge that, but they focused on bashing it. And I also they were like pointing out specific scenes too. And so that when I'm watching it, I'm like, I remember, oh, this was the scene they were talking about. And then like that kind of like clashes with how I perceive the scene and how they perceive the scene. I think that's why I avoid, like she said, I avoid staying away from social media as much as possible, or even like go for the first day for any movie. Yes, man, like anything that I'm interested, go for the first day and go for that. And I think I agree with the does your favorite hero or heroine have a bias on my review? I think specifically for me, it's been Leo. Like that Vijay has been like even Aditya bro knows how much of a bias that there is there. But I'll explain that more. But I think you were saying something, Nona.
Yeah, I was saying, how do you like, because I would not be using social media that much if it wasn't my part of my job, because whatever it is I just do because it's my job and I have to be on social media and be updated about everything. I have to watch trailers or to know about movies. And when you cannot go first day first show, you cannot stop yourself from going online. You will see some picture, some quote, some word, amazing or trash, something you'll see, and it will influence your mind. So how do you and even if, like, my question is, if that happens, how do you manage your viewing experience?
I have a point for this. So, unlike Gauri, I have no issues. I do read everything and all that because I know for myself, when I'm watching a movie at that time, like at least for those 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever I've heard about the movie, it goes away from my mind. I don't care about it at all. And also, but yeah, I do think about it after I'm watching the movie that, hey, why did that person would have thought like this and all that, if I know that person specifically. But yeah, for me, I do not care what somebody is talking about it before watching the movie. And that's why I do read things. I do read those amazing words or trash words because it does not hinder my experience when I'm watching the movie. Maybe because my brain is trained whenever I go to watch a movie, it's a very I go with a clean slate. And the clean slate does not mean that I'm okay with whatever the movie makes me feel. In fact, I want to enjoy a movie. No matter how the movie is, I go with the intention that I want to enjoy the movie, no matter it's good or bad. And I think that's why my major issue, I think that's why I don't mind going through social media before the movie. A big example would be Animal, honestly, for me as well. In Animal, surprisingly, I was reading good things about the movie when I watched it. Even though I watched it on the first day, but still a few people would have seen some earlier shows before me, and they loved the movie. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good. I anyway go to watch a movie with the thought that I want to enjoy the movie. People are calling it a great movie, like groundbreaking. Wanga has done it and all that. So I was very happy. In fact, that my intention and what the people are talking about the movie are the same. Though my experience was very bad, I did not enjoy the movie.
Your popcorn was saved.
But at least. Yeah, my popcorn was saved. I actually got the popcorn back home. But But yes, that experience like that like a review about the movie or Animal did not affect my experience at all.
Okay. Anybody else wants to add anything?
I mean, the only thing to do is to have a strong center when it comes to your opinions. You know, you really need to be flexible while you need to have your value systems intact for what you stand for, what you write about, and what you feel for. Honestly, because I mean, you might be feeling someone else's feelings, you know, and you may not be aware of it, and that's the scary part of any social media platform because there's so many different kinds of signaling happening, right? So one thing which I do is I stay away from the initial reviews because I hate being all sweaty over my keyboard once I finish a movie, you know. Oh my god, this is good, this is bad. I hate it, you know. And one thing, for example, I don't trust the track record of Sandeep Reddy Vanga. I feel Animal is like Godfather redone without Coppola's finesse.
You saw the
So
movie?
no, I've seen parts of it.
Oh, okay.
I saw it in a way. I saw it in a way which
He
I
has
cannot
seen
say
Instagram
right now.
reels.
No. I've watched a chunk of it, and I did not like it. I couldn't get through Arjun Reddy. Maybe it's my problem with the director. It's his cinematic language per se, you know, and he's signaling different kinds of things which a complex character study wouldn't. It's very different from the language of a taxi driver or a Joker for that matter. But Joker happened in his head a lot, so he was glorifying it in his own head. So
You know,
I feel
coming to the same point you're talking about, Khushi Gupta has a question. Do you believe in separating the art from the artist?
depends.
तेरी बहन है क्या?
Depends.
I believe.
Can I
I do.
speak on that? Can I speak on this?
There's
चलो
the
पहले
depend offer.
Adityan because
Yeah.
And so basically, it's just that you don't in childhood we watch movies, right? We watch movies. We don't know who the artists, who their lives, all those we don't know. But still, we enjoy that, right? For example, if is it okay to make statements that pretty much controversial or something? So Clint Eastwood. Let's take Clint Eastwood for example. Basically, he's a great star. He's a great artist. He's a great connoisseur of art. He's a great craftsman. Okay, so he is the tallest trilogy, or be it is Unforgiven or whatever, Million Dollar Baby, even his recent Crime Archer, everything was great as a movie. But even I loved this movie that Flags of Our Father Nation, that movie, and another one, 15 to 17 to Paris, and another American Sniper. That one also I loved watching when I was in my initial phase of cinephilia. But after reading about Clint Eastwood's political ideologies and all that, and when you read about the geopolitical situation, all that, you kind of feel like, okay, so this perspective changing my opinions on the film also. Okay, so this is not the same as what they portray, like that they portray. But if you attach these things like facts with the art itself, it might ruin the craftsmanship or the finesse of the artist artist who puts in the effort. Okay, so that's what I feel, because today if I watch American Sniper means I will be like, no, it's not good, it's not aligning with these things, with this is not ideologically bad, this is not accurate kind of thing. But when the Clint Eastwood ideology is pretty right inclining or something. But if I use it with every movie, then I should only love left side movies only. I should love like that only. I would restrain myself. So that would blind my eyes even if the movie is good also. So that's you should separate the art from the artist. That's how even today I enjoyed Dollar's trilogy of him, or the Two Mules to the, I don't know, I forgot the name of the movie. I love that movie so much. So basically, yeah, you should see art, separating the art from that. It's kind of controversial in these days of a cancel culture moment. But still, I agree with separating the art from the artist.
Okay. Ramita
I mean, what?
or
So
Rohit,
sorry.
whoever wants to go.
I mean, what's cancelled today may not be cancelled tomorrow. So just beware of who you're canceling, because you might be the one to get cancelled next. You never know the parameters
Exactly.
for cancel culture tomorrow. We might
When
somebody might look up this
Who
roundtable
definitely will
till
get cancelled.
so
somebody
that's the thing.
somebody might look up this
So that
interview, and like they might say something is wrong with this itself. The movies which we view in a current context, it's always wrong to judge movies of the past from a current context, I feel, to a certain extent. uh, of course, we need to be aware of where they went wrong. We should try to right the wrongs of the past, but we shouldn't just blacklist things because they were made for a certain time and made for a certain people. For example, Birth of a Nation uh, helps you study how propaganda spread through film. So if you blacklisted that, there would be no learning. So
you can't
that
cancel history, they say.
well, history has different versions, right?
The
Yes.
victor writes the. Okay.
Alright.
Ramita, you want to add anything?
हाँ yeah, मेरे को ना like I try and never to like मतलब join art and artist, but I think in these days ना even the artist is not able to separate himself from his art, and that's something which I strongly felt with the animal. The Rabanga couldn't separate his controversy from his film, which could have been so good.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But
That,
yeah,
that took
Jawan,
me time to understand.
Jawan SRK, that was a revenge for SRK on whatever happened with him in his personal life. मतलब कि I am there cheering for someone who was wrongly persecuted.
But isn't
But then
that our breaking down, like our metaphor of that film? Like the film, like Jawan in that sense, doesn't give you like very much meta hints that what we are talking about. It's like our understanding of what has happened in real life, and we are putting it, on that film.
probably, see,
No,
probably.
but their intention was that, and it did reach the audience as well. I mean, leave the movie at when the trailer launched. People were like, "Yeah, when they were saying this line, they put the Gauri Khan's name and all that." If you remember that, they said that happened, right? That happened, and nobody said that's wrong, or nobody said, "Hey,
No
don't
one
say
will
that."
say it. No, it's like public can.
No, they wanted that because they wanted that to happen. They wanted that, yes, it is supposed to be like that. If you support Shah Rukh Khan, if you support what
No,
happened
but
to
I'm
him was
saying
wrong.
while watching the film, you are not thinking that. For me, I am very much engrossed in the narrative
No,
of this character
was
and his
made for
father
that.
and whatever is
It was
happening.
made, but it was made that way because of that reason. What if that would not have happened? Let's example simple thing. I think Shah Rukh Khan was out of cinema for 4 years, and and his kid thing wouldn't have happened. Would they have made a different movie? That's true, right? They would have made a different story, right? They might have put some different dialogues. We would have watched a different movie.
And there was a
Same, they why
specific
only?
article about that dialogue, how SRK put that dialogue himself. It was not in the script, and it was like like it was a good, like it was like a praising kind of, like it was a positive article on the film.
Maybe
On the
it would have had a different narrative in the movie if that would have not happened, and that's possible, like because there are a lot of things. It's possible, like it wouldn't have happened.
And now even with Animal, right? So second half was exactly Vanga targeted towards this Kabir Singh criticism, right? So I'm just asking, I can separate the art from the artist. Is the artist willing to separate it? That's the question over here. That also, I think that's a double-edged sword, because with animals, it's the negative. See, for everybody who, I feel that Animal should have been criticized or appreciated on its creative merits or demerits. But again, we took it to the misogyny and problematic and toxic route. We gave what Vanga wanted on a platter. So I don't know. So it's just like, and that's why I don't. That's why I was saying that a lot of films which I'm not naturally interested in watching, right? They say which are films which release, but they don't catch my attention because they are not in my usual watch list. If people are talking a lot about it, that's why I get derailed or like demotivated to watch them, because a lot of even the reviews which come online in the first week, I think it's how did I feel after watching the film. It's totally centered around that. So there are two parts of any review, like how I felt, how the movie actually is. Nobody talks about how the movie actually is. You felt Animal was problematic. It was problematic because his problems were not justified through the story. So the story was bad. So you don't pick the center point of why you're feeling that, and that's why if everybody gave a review that Animal was a bad boring film and not that Animal was a problematic film, if you said bad boring film, it would have a bigger impact. So everybody needs to do that. Even the artists need to separate the art, the film bloggers need to do the same. It's a very dicey route. So for me it has,
And I believe that's why even Vanga got this thing. So Vanga, whenever he was giving his response, or Ranbir Kapoor gave his response to the criticism, they were just giving the response to the problematic parts. Nobody was, because the criticism of the fact that the story was weak, the editing was bad, that didn't reach them. It did not reach them. I doubt Vanga was told that that in the second half the story just like went haywire. I doubt he got to know that. Yes, he got to know about the fact that people are claiming that why did he slap that, why did he kiss that, why did he had sex with someone else. He that criticism reached him, and I think that's the issue. But yeah. So I think the issue is when the artist itself is not able to separate it with the artist, then it might be difficult for us to separate the art and the artist. But if that is not happening, in that case, you can separate the art and artist. That's like my opinion.
Okay.
I think it was very tough for me to initially separate the art and the artist, because I used to come from that thought that a person creates an art. There's always a piece of their own self, their own reflection, kind of a thing in that. So in terms of, I think, directors and all, I may have some kind of bias, but I think it was like last week or so, I was having a conversation with someone, and it was about that song from Bhag Milka Bhag, or Angrez, which was written by Prasoon Joshi. And then I got to know how, Prasoon Joshi is also, he is little problematic with his political connotations. And I was like, hey, it did not matter to me. I don't know, maybe he's a lyricist. That is why it didn't bother me as such, because, he created something that's totally different to who he is, for something that's totally different. So I really don't know. Sometimes I feel that this area is quite grey, and it also comes to which kind of artist that person is. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but it has happened.
I'll give an example. I have an example which supports Gauri's point actually. Anupam Kher. Anupam Kher.
Can you believe it? I was just thinking that. I was just thinking of which movie to talk about of his.
Yeah, no, I have the movies. Steve, no doubt about it. Brilliant actor. No, nobody can argue that he's not a good actor. And he has done movies for decades. It's not that he's good today, he was not good earlier, he has grown. No. He was good since his first movie. And yes, he will do those movies like Kashmir Files, he will do movies like Accidental Prime Minister, which are definitely supporting his political ideology. But he will do all the other movies also, which have no relation with his political ideology. And in fact, he is celebrating art. He's celebrating cinema in those movies. And you can literally name any other movie apart from these two movies in recent times in which he's actually done good job. and he's not talking about anything political related, or even if he's talking about it, it is not because he has some own inclination towards those movies. But yes, he will still do those movies like Kashmir Files and what do you call it, Accidental Prime Minister.
Mm.
He will do all those movies.
I'm just not.
But what about the other movies? In other movies also, should we say that, hey, since he's doing Kashmir Files, he's bad? I will not watch those movies. That is where the issue comes.
Silent
So I think that it comes on our. No, it's okay.
I just have a question. Has he done other films? Because I am not remembering any films he has done in the ring.
One
I
only
think
coming to my
Dhoni
mind is
did,
A
no?
Wednesday.
Which one?
Wednesday.
Did Dhoni?
No, my
MS
movie
Dhoni did.
MS Dhoni आया मेरे दिमाग में.
New Kashmir Files and Accidental Prime
No,
Minister.
but by the way, just to say, Anupam
MS
Kher
Dhoni
did
में
not
कहाँ
become a
था वो?
BJP person yesterday. He
नहीं.
has been with BJP for decades now.
But that's
His
why
wife
it's
is-
this time, now, which has been
MS
used
धोनी
by
में कहाँ था भाई वो?
films.
अरे he was the
was
father,
the
Dhoni
father
का
of
father.
Dhoni.
Oh.
Don't you remember उसका? He had that
Just give me a
emotional.
minute, I
Maybe
can
it was a
literally
genuine
like.
question, it was not an
Yeah,
objection.
what is the comparison? Give me some other movie, no? Anupam Kher.
अरे
No. I'm finding movies of his current times.
Because
Just give me a minute.
it's now which Kiran Kher has become a BJP ka MP, na? But they say-
No. He has been BJP person forever.
Okay,
That
you
is
know,
it.
I
He was
think
a BJP person.
I think we are
Okay.
getting very sidetracked.
okay, no. So actually, the
I
comparison.
agree with what you said. It was a very curious question. Which
Yeah,
I,
and it also, I think, kind of matters what that person is representing. Like, if that person is, I'm just hating on him blatantly for his political ideology, or has he done any sort of, crime? Has he abused
He
people or
did
not?
Uchai.
So-
Uchai was not BJP.
oh yes.
He did what?
Okay, and Uchai, that's recent.
Oh, yeah.
He did Love Sonia. He did Ayare. Ayare was a it was a good nationalist movie. Okay, but the movie was not that good, but it was still in the
Chalo.
it was good nationalist movie.
Because he's
Okay.
still doing everything. It's not just his art is not related to his politics only. That's the
Yeah.
main thing.
I think even Paresh Rawal, for
Yeah,
that
he did
matter,
Toilet. He did
comes
Judwa
in-
too. But it's also yes.
Okay,
Paresh Rawal also.
let's. I think we're just getting very sidetracked.
Yep.
My only point would be that art will always be greater than the artist because it will remember for longer time than the artist. Like artist will be gone, but art will still, like whatever classics we have seen, it still
That is
exists.
true.
You don't remember the artist.
Also, I want to add one more thing that, when it comes to something like a film, there is not one person who is behind that entire art. It's a blend of so many people who are having so many inputs in making that art better or worse. I don't know. It's upon how we feel it, perceive it per se. So I think that also comes into place. I don't know.
No, but the
That-
debate can be then a film is the director's vision. So everyone is only working towards that vision, not again.
Or what about the producers
towards
and
their
all
own-
that?
Yeah,
people
because
are putting money in that.
Yeah, because there are so many times that it's like the producer comes up and then he approaches some director and director goes up to some writer. It's not like, I know this, the thing
but-
that you are saying,
But
yes,
there are movies in which are like produced, director, and like even like people same person.
that is
And
also
that have in those scenarios we can say that only it's one person's vision.
that is there.
I just feel that anyway we should separate art and artist, and even in art, I think we need to separate the creative and the moral/political angles of the film or the social messaging, because I feel lately a lot of films have been, or a lot of things have been, judged on what they are trying to tell us and not how they are trying to tell us. We have forgotten how to give out a message in a film. So I really feel that art needs to be really separated from the artist, and social message really needs to be separated from a story.
Also, to add on Gauri's point, it's a complicated, or it's a gray area only because we're talking about films, and that's why in films there are many people involved in
Yeah,
it.
wait.
This conversation of art versus artist originally started because of Michael Jackson,
Oh yeah.
because he had a problematic figure like in real life, and his art was the best art in the world at that time.
Name बताना
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
So this debate started because of him only. initially, and then other people join and all that. And obviously in movies it's very gray area. But what do you say about Michael Jackson? He's making his music on his own. Yes, somebody's uploading it online maybe, but he made the music. He sang it. He wrote it. Do you separate that with what he is in real life?
Okay.
Be
Yeah,
opportunistic.
I
so
don't think.
that's where
Rohit,
the
no,
argument
Rohit,
started.
no.
But yeah, now we are.
No dark humor here.
Be opportunistic when it comes to separating.
Like even when that Maroon 5 singer Adam guy, when I got to know
that
about
is new.
him,
That is new. Yeah.
yeah, that's something that's new. So I was quite disgusted. Like, what is this guy even? Then I was comprehending: should I hate on his songs or should I not?
Like you have been enjoying it for so many years, and now you're like, hey, no, he's bad.
But
What do
then
you do?
that thought also comes, no, that that thought of guilt comes in.
Yes,
For a
yes.
second, it comes. That you can't.
I think
replace.
that's why we have to like talk to ourselves inside. Like,
Oh no, we won't be able to.
Okay, yes, we will skip this.
We
now.
won't be able to play sugar at our
I
wedding.
would love to see if any of you, write about this and make a post about it on Instagram,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Yeah,
Why don't
we're
you
looking forward to it.
Rabita did already.
Okay,
Why don't
great.
you just cut the session, Nona? Put it on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, you can actually put reels of all the bites you get.
We'll do that. If we
One day
don't
we can go on
go
to
on a
other
different.
questions.
Yeah, I think
He will-
this
he will-
topic of art versus artist will always be remain, and it's endless discussion.
Thank
So
you, Khushi
let's-
Gupta, for such a long question. Such
Nona will make
a
You remember the name?
because she's my friend.
Oh,
Nona will make the color of the banner of the channel in accordance with the bite he gets.
वैसे actually.
It's a reference to animal.
Huh?
I
Eh?
don't know
oh,
what
somebody
is that.
has watched.
Oh, the Rolls
Somebody
Royce.
has watched Animal.
The
I
Rolls
have,
Royce.
I have, but
Oh my
I haven't-
god! Oh,
I haven't watched it on the screen.
nice one.
Why did you keep animal discuss none of it?
Animal Talk, please. I haven't watched it yet, guys.
So,
Nona is right now like that class teacher who is, done with the class.
nahi. I'll be happy, teacher, because
This is a fish
people are
market.
discussing about it
It's the fish market,
and
Rohit.
not talking about something else.
Okay.
At least you're
I
not
think
talking about something else apart from what you're here to talk. Okay. Anil is saying we should be aware of Kerala High Court. It's coming against us about YouTube reviewers and influencers because they are doing review bombing. Yeah, if you have seen any of their work or my work, we don't do that. So I don't think we have to worry about it.
What is this? I don't know.
And
the
it's
concept.
basically like a film comes out and suddenly people in the name of review just want to make it hit or just bash it totally.
Oh, the marketing that
Yeah,
they.
the rating,
that's
IMDb and all of
really
the-
irritating.
Pass
all
or
that stuff.
pass.
That's such a because I think now that we've been on this Instagram site for a while, we are able to spot which thing is fake and which is real
I don't think so. Huh,
easily.
that's-
No, by
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
that's
We can.
true.
It's very easy.
Always
It's
remember,
very
my
easy.
reviews are real.
no, like there are two things that are very common. They have these certain hashtags in every post,
Yeah.
and then they have this logo. For example, if this film is coming on Z5, they'll have the streaming on Z5 logo and all that. So I think
Yeah, actually, hashtag is the main. If a hashtag says a movie
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the channel,
this
like
is true.
Z5 or Netflix or Amazon Prime, it's. I mean, like who would like? Why would you say that?
Yeah.
Guys,
Why would you make it?
But still, how can you silence them?
You cannot.
can.
You cannot
You
silence
don't-
anyone.
You can't say.
You cannot silence anyone.
You can ignore.
by reporting them to
No, I
Instagram.
think she's asking how is the
Hey,
court
bro.
going to silence them. I think she's asking.
Court has always a way. So let's not doubt them.
आदमी के हाथ बड़े लंबे हैं.
Okay, huge debate going on in Kerala. I just had a question in my mind and it just skipped.
We can move to the
There was
list.
a
actually,
question
honestly,
about
one.
trailers and how they influence and have an impact. If anyone
Oh my
has
God,
thoughts on that.
I
we
think
will
I'll
have
get-
we will have another session on bias of marketing someday
Okay.
later.
Yeah.
I really want to get to the lists now, the fun part of the
Yeah.
conversation. where I
Give
can
me a
find.
treat.
Just want to give a shout
But
out to
please,
Neeraj
no animal
Goswami.
talk. Please, no animal talk.
Yeah.
I haven't. I
Animal
haven't
was
watched
my
it.
most
Guys,
watched
I don't
film.
wanna. I
most
don't wanna
of-
watch it.
No,
Most
but
of them
even
have.
if
Yeah.
नहीं आप बोलो.
नहीं, मैं कहता most of them have like put out their thoughts on animal, and on the channel we had a whole 2.5 hour long discussion on it. So if you're interested, you can check that also after this. But yeah, anything
Can I
else?
say one thing about trailer wala thing? Like just even Rohit said about that marketing wala thing. Even if it is marketing, no, it's a great thing that they have pulled off. You know, even to engage the audience, if you are making something that I don't know, I think they edited very nicely. Animal ka trailer, they edited it really nicely. I
better than the
haven't
movie.
seen. It was better than the movie.
Any day.
Yeah,
Any day.
any day. Because I don't know. I think the last I've been a fan of trailers, and because I think they deserve their due. I don't know, but
Yeah, cutting a
Like,
trailer is an
as
art
in-
and it's something which not everyone is doing well.
yeah.
I think it's an art. Cutting a good trailer is an art.
हाँ,
You have
cutting
to,
a
like,
good trailer is a really सही में because I remember when I think of great trailers, Agnipath's trailer comes into my mind, Kahani's trailer
Yes,
comes into my mind. Like those were fantastically made trailers. So I think, but in recent times they were just the entire thing of having this motion poster and then motion teaser, then teaser of a teaser,
Pre-teaser.
then teaser, pre-teaser, then pre-trailer,
Yeah.
and
Come on.
character
Bombarding.
poster they have.
Whenever I see
they-
something, I don't read if it's a teaser or a trailer. I usually mistake teaser as a trailer because I think teaser has got that much information which a trailer should.
And now we have drop 1, drop 2, drop 3, drop 4.
Oh yeah, Donkey wala. Oh my god, that is something else. But
Also-
that is one thing that I was
Preview.
missing.
And
That
drop
Preview.
3 is a
I kind
song,
of missed.
drop 4 is a trailer. Drop
No,
3 was a
Jawan.
song, drop 4 was a trailer.
What is this?
Jawan preview.
So
Oh, preview.
No,
I got
preview.
Having this. So that was
Let's
one
stick
thing
to
that I
preview
was
then.
missing, like internally missing, and I think I really kind of fell in love with Animals trailer because of the fact that I was missing those kind of trailers.
I have a theory. Animals trailer was good because film was even as clueless as the trailer was. Why what is happening is happening.
Guys, Animal is my comfort watch. I
guys,
watch it every night.
I don't know.
but I
Animal
gotta say that Tamil cinema is doing a great job in editing trailers because they are
Yes.
pumping us
Oh,
with
yeah.
trailers.
They all like I remember Super Deluxe trailer. What
yeah.
craziness was
Agan
that?
Sonna.
I remember Shivaji's trailer. Shivaji the boss. It had a brilliant trailer. It was a
Acha.
brilliant trailer.
Same.
Oh my god.
We used to watch this before YouTube time. There used to be in many YouTube
On TV only. Only on TV.
only trailer
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So trailer
Yeah.
time we watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I remember there was a time on TV at 7 p.m. So all the new trailers will come.
Yeah.
7
Here
p.m.
is
7:30.
On
here is
this,
10 p.m. Here.
Music,
I love
music,
Kadal.
music
I
channels
like
on the
on-
music channels and all.
Yeah, on the news channels.
Yeah.
Like, no, it was like at 7 p.m. MTV, on 7:30 it will be at VH1, at 8 p.m. on E24. Like this, it was. I should have done.
We were
Disney
also
Channel.
paid in ads and all that. Like songs, then one trailer, then ad.
Yeah, trailer. Yeah,
Look
something
at
like
me.
that.
My favorite game
Four
was
songs, one trailer. 4 songs, one trailer. Like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
and I used to I learned all the trailers. I mean, I had a game
Yeah,
with my
yes.
family where I would be like guessing the trailers,
Yeah.
which movie is this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, yes.
Like that
Last of Us,
Leo
I
meme
still
from
remember.
Once Upon a Time.
I also still remember that. There is when trailers come before even the movie releases 2 years ago. Because I remember watching Billa trailer. Billa first Billa. 2007 Ajit movie. So in the teaser, that stylish walk and Yuan BGM just kicks in. That was so stylish at that time. And
Yeah.
the movie released only 2 years after the trailer dropped.
Whoa.
It's same for Dawn 3.
Now it's
Wait,
It's
like
2025.
now some trailers are releasing a week before the release.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I've always been
family.
excited for trailers when I go into like my motto of reaching theater early is so that
Yeah.
I can catch those trailers.
Nowadays they don't even show.
They show
Yeah.
some. They show,
Sometimes they
but
don't.
they didn't.
It's mostly those bad ads.
Today I watched
Really?
Wonka, and they just with the feature like the film they had attached trailers of WB's films only. Before that, they didn't. They
That
just
they
show
do.
ads.
I
and
think
they
They
didn't
watch
show
always
it.
do. They
anything else.
always do.
But
They always do.
in other language films, I think they show. I think
Animal
they
didn't
say
show any trailer when I saw
they
Animal.
didn't show. Oh my
No.
god! I think here they
How
showed
did they
like
say?
2-3 Punjabi film trailers. They showed
The movie was a trailer to a
and
sequel.
Donkey they showed. But I was very saddened that they did not show Salah's trailer. It was weird.
Yeah.
I thought Salah's will be there. Fighter they showed.
There is a petition in the chat to hear Rohit's dark humor, but no, he'll be banned if he does it. Okay,
Who
I
did-
just want to give a shout out to Neeraj Goswami for becoming a member of the channel, and shout out to
Kya
Shariji
baat hai
for a
ji?
super chat.
Thank
I'm
you.
somewhat new to Indian cinema, and I only
you for
rely
being
on
on
Nona's
this.
opinions. Thank you. We have
Oh my
similar taste.
god!
Oh, wow.
Do you find
Nona,
yourself?
the influence of Nona.
Yeah, Nona!
Nona.
Do you find
Filmi
yourselves
influence
as
hilarious.
teachers to your Western viewers?
I don't watch only West cinema.
No. For West people, you are teachers for Indian cinema.
Ooh.
Because after
Oh,
I think RRR,
teacher.
it's a big boost that people are actually exploring Indian cinema. Because I got a lot of views for RRR, and then I made videos talking about what kind of movies you can watch from Indian cinema to get into it. And I think
Yeah, I
then
remember that,
each
Bahubali and
person
all.
has to decide their own
Nona is
path,
like,
you know.
you like, I don't watch other movies of
I made one video with 4 films similar to RRR, and then I made genre
Yeah, I know.
10,
I remember
10
that.
films genre wise, which you can get into
Yeah.
Indian cinema. And I think then everyone has their own path, you know, what kind of films you like, and you just
That's
explore.
true.
And you can follow all their channels, you know, to see which films to check out. I think one thing I can say, all of these people on board, all of you would agree, you are not film critic, film reviewers, but film appreciators,
Ah, yeah.
right?
That's the word. That's the word.
Yeah, I'll not change it anyway. I think
I don't appreciate most of the films these days, yeah. I
We
would
are-
say.
and are
Yeah.
into the thing, and I think it's time to get to the list. I have more questions, we'll talk later. So I think it's time. Rohit, ready?
Yeah. And just one question. What is the best trailer according to you guys that you have seen in your life?
In
Most
your life.
iconic.
Life.
Yeah.
Is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Nice.
Civil War,
That with
first trailer.
that one that
Infinity
everybody
War.
wants. Everybody
Infinity
wants the
War.
world.
Oh.
Nice.
Everybody rules the world. That song kicks in and those
Unity,
guys
right?
Unity.
I'm saying
Assassin's
Infinity War
Unity.
Endgame.
Unity and Mercel trailer. I absolutely love the trailer. So
Yeah.
Which one?
Mercel.
The Marcel
Marcel.
teaser. The teaser.
Because at that time just they only dropped the teaser only. They didn't drop any trailer also for that movie. They only dropped the teaser, and that teaser alone created every impact with every inch of everyone speculated how the film will be. That's how the curiosity of that movie trailer was. That's I think brilliant job Marcel did.
That's what Jawan should have been too, because Jawan trailer revealed so much stuff.
much.
eh,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you knew that the father SRK is the one over there.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for the trailer, it ruined the whole mystique of that. man.
Exactly.
That's-
As Hari said, Hari and me are pretty much accustomed to the Atlee movie so much that we know the story. We know the story, and we boarded the train like, okay, we know. Okay, stop. We know. Okay, we
No,
know
I
all the
think,
story bits.
Even I went for Jawan first day too, and I was around with like North Indian people too. So they were like sitting beside me, and me and my cousin were the only town people in the theater. And everybody's in amazement when they're watching the flashback, when the whole like the ceremony's happening in the jail.
Hey, இதெல்லாம் நான்
They all-
Marcel பார்த்துட்டேன்டா.
yeah. Even the core flashback, I already like it's very derivative, and that's why maybe I
That's
first I
Kusti
liked
and
the first. I
Even
liked
that
the first
interval
yeah,
scene with that hammer, exactly
That's-
Marcel.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly
Marcel.
Marcel.
So when I
That's
watched it for
so-
the first time, I really liked it for SRK. I think his presence was incredible. It's like, he got to do all the mass stuff that I guess like the proper one, not the Patan one, like the proper one where like he gets like, just flex his abilities. But I think progressively it's mid. I'm sorry. I
Yeah, it's
didn't
a
like
mid
it that
film.
much.
Yeah, mid
Hey,
film.
Keshav in the chat.
Yeah.
Andhadhun trailer. I don't remember Andhadhun trailer.
I think the most iconic trailer for me was the GTA 5 trailer. I think why did I move here?
Los Santos.
Everybody knows that film.
Welcome to Los
Everybody knows
Santos,
that.
buddy.
Okay, let's get into the list, guys. The first one is your most watched film of the year. A film you saw many times or most number of times within 2023.
Is it like a TV show or a movie? It has to be a movie.
तो मैं पूछा
The TV show, okay.
how are you
You
asking?
have a list. You have a list, na? Just say from the name.
I was confused. Ki, is it a movie from 2023 or is it a movie which can be like?
You were supposed to ask
Abbe.
the doubts
In-
before the
Before
2023.
I have both the options ready.
Learn from me and Gauri. We asked
I
the
have-
questions beforehand.
Not that they
Yes.
got an answer.
No, Rohit is like, no, I'll ask the question when the question is being asked to me.
I have both the answers ready. I'm the guy who did not see the or in the questions.
Then why are you asking only Rohit?
There is no or. Why would you see the or?
How did you get time to watch a series multiple times? That's my question.
Separate the or from the question.
Yeah, bhai.
I have watched. I think I watched one sitcom multiple times.
A sitcom, okay, sitcom. Yeah, I understand. Sitcom is
Same thing,
okay.
man. It's come with a series only, na?
Guys, don't go against me. I'll cuss. Nona will lose monetization. See.
Can
this
we
is
get
called-
to your
this
pick?
is film,
Let's start. I think.
this is film influencing 101. My most rewatched film of the year was Across the Spider-Verse. I watched it and I rewatched it and then I rewatched it
Mine too.
a couple more times. And the show I watched the most was Community, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
My answer was the same.
क्या same?
Cute.
क्या same?
जो वो बोला वो मैं
Ditto.
बोला.
Ah, yeah.
Ditto.
Okay. Yeah, Hari.
Rohit.
For me, I think Aditya bro knows it. It's Leo. I think I've seen it like 5 times so far, and even on my story, I said I'm gonna watch like 15 times by the end of the year. But I'll get to the bias just stems from because I've grown up watching Vijay films, right? I love him. Like since when I was a little kid, there wasn't a song I danced to. There wasn't a punch dialogue I said in the mirror, like enacting him. So for me, that's where the bias starts, and a lot of people did not like it at the end. Let's be honest. And nobody, I think the majority were dissatisfied with what it turned out to be due to the time constraints and everything. But for me, upon rewatches, I saw it as the film where he finally gets to break out of his comfort zone. Like he's like not in that regular zone where he's like spewing dialogues, punching people, and everything. It's just him performing. I mean, of course,
I loved Vijay.
withstand.
I loved Vijay throughout the film, but the movie, okay.
Yeah,
that's other thing.
withstanding the 20-minute flashback in the second half, I loved his performance. It's basically him flexing his acting abilities in the entire film. I'd watched that however many times only for that. And I think that's the reason why it was my most watched film of the year.
Okay. Aditya?
Yeah.
I agree with Rohit, bro, because I watched Across the Spider-Verse 5 times, I think so, because
Wow.
I watched in theaters 3 times in theaters. So that's how I loved the film. I imagine a film in the first frame itself, you like it. That's how Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, was. In the first frame itself, I loved the movie so much. Like how much when that when Stacy just crosses when she moves off the stage and she walks off the road and suddenly the transition, the dissolve transition comes and changes into metro train. That's just cool, that's just mind blowing. Wow. And first day, I didn't actually plan a first day for sure. My friend said, I first day for sure has come ticket, I have a ticket. Will you come with me? Yeah, I am coming. No matter what I'm in. So I got in, and sir, I didn't watch I don't know any spoilers because it released in India first actually.
Yeah.
So India first. So when I watched it, I was surprised with the whole movie. How beautiful it is, so beautiful. And that movie I watched, I agree with, I sideline with Rohit and Sati, but the movie I watched a lot of times was Maviran. Okay. I watched, and Maviran and Jigadara Double X. Maviran I watched 4 times in the because 3 times in the theater, fourth time in the private video, and Jigadara Double X 2 times in the theater itself.
Wow.
That's so.
Great. Sahil said his. Gauri?
No, mine is still left. I want to talk about
Are
it.
you said ditto copy? Rohit copy.
What did you copy? No, actually, I've only talked about two movies. The one is obviously common with Rohit and Aditya. So I did watch Spider-Verse 3 times in cinema hall and 1 time at home. But I also watched Jailer 4 times. Jailer was undoubtedly my favorite Indian film of the year. I mean, I haven't watched that movie. Like, I haven't watched any other movie like more than that.
I saw Jailer
And,
twice because of not having subtitles in the second half.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Okay.
No, I think in the photos I've watched, I think it was maybe 2 times Hindi and 2 times in Tamil. So yeah, it was like I love watching that movie.
My father
It was,
really
like, one of the
enjoyed
best
Jailer.
experiences. It was one of the best experiences I had in this year, honestly, like watching a movie. But yeah, in a cinema hall, Spider-Verse was something I was 3 times, and I think I went like every week. Like the first 3 weeks, I went like every weekend. I was going for Spider-Verse when it came. And but yeah, I think I'm going to talk about Spider-Verse a lot in my list. So for now,
But-
this is all.
Okay. Gauri?
But I gotta
Yeah.
add something because I watched many movies this year 2 times because I don't want because Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, I watched 2 times. So most of the movies I watched 2 times this year.
Great. Yeah.
I
Gauri?
haven't watched anything that has released in this year more than once. Like I think 1 time was enough for all of
I
that.
thought you were
So,
saying I
but-
have not seen anything this year.
but it could have been true actually. But
In a film influencer.
so there's there are 2-3 films like not from this year, but I rewatched them again because they are from Studio Ghibli, so I showed them to my mother
Ah.
because I was very happy when I saw them, and I thought that she will love those. So I made her watch them all together, and then so that's why I was rewatching them also. So I think first was Howl's Moving Castle. I watched that. Ponyo I watched, I think, and Spirited Away also. So these 3 films were the ones that I was watching continuously. over the
Pony
year.
Selvan came out this year, right?
Ponyo Selvan.
Ponniyin Selvan 2.
Yeah.
Ponyo Selvan 2.
Oh my
Two.
It's
god.
there in my list.
It
Yeah.
feels so okay.
I also watched 2 times that movie also.
I
I said, but wait, I said Ponyo Selvan.
No.
No, no.
Ponyo.
I said Ponyo. Yeah, because Ponyo Selvan
You
is
said
there
Ponyo.
in my
I
list.
remember Ponyo Selvan.
I got it. ठीक है.
Okay. Ramita?
I like same like Gauri. Firstly, though, I've seen very less films of which released this year. Na films shows. I was not that active. Secondly, I did not. I don't think I even watched any film more than once, even which has not released this year. Like I have rewatched some films, but I have not watched anything even more than once. So if I say like like lately, I watched a lot of YRF romances again. Salam Namaste, Vi Zara, Hum Tum, Kabhi Kabhi. The list doesn't end. So I watched a lot of YRF ka romance this year, but I have not watched any film more than once.
Okay. A lot of people are asking about Oppenheimer. They saw Oppenheimer many times. Leo.
Yeah. Oppenheimer is. I wanted to get to that with the film that was close to my heart because the experience was close to my heart. So I'll get to that.
Also,
later, so.
I would say that I might have wanted to watch Barbie once more, but I actually my first watch was also pretty late.
Oh.
So that if that film had remained in theaters for my second watch, I would have watched that one twice.
Okay. I think for me, what happens with me is like if it's a big film, I go first day first show. Then I go with my family. If it's kid film, I go take them. And so, but in a sense, what I did was, which I don't do usually, I saw Spider-Verse with friends, and then again, I think I went to watch some other film, and I thought before that I'll watch Spider-Verse again alone, because just to experience this feeling. So I think for me that film was really like, yeah, I loved it, as Adityan and everyone said. So most second thing, film that surprised you in a good or a bad way. A surprise can be you were not expecting it, or you were expecting something and you like, really it was so bad. Like anything, surprised. You were surprised watching the film. I think Aditya already used that word for.
I was surprised I had enough money to watch films.
My wallet is hurt. I just returned from Wonka, so yeah. Anyways,
How was
So how was Wonka?
yeah,
That was one.
great movie. Very heartwarming, magical.
Good for a Sunday
Timothy
watch?
Chalamet is
It hasn't
great.
released here yet.
So you
What?
have a film for your a film
Yeah,
that made you
same.
nostalgic
Wow.
wala question. Is
Nostalgic
Wonka part of
to
that?
me. I went blank. I'm not a fan of. I just once I've seen it. I don't know anything. But it was such a breeze to watch it because it was funny. It was having fun, and I enjoyed that. It was so good. It just so happy and hopeful.
Nona enjoys
yeah.
when kids are dying.
Nona became happy cat.
Kids Kasim. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what he said, but yeah. Next is which surprised you. अब मैं एक एक का नाम नहीं लूंगा यार just
Man.
हाँ
You say the name, huh? Then we know.
Ah,
who-
you
who
say
to
the
talk.
name. That's easier.
Yeah.
अच्छा now I'll start from
Sorry,
Ramita.
Nona. Like,
Ramita,
जब मैं तेरे नाम ले
knock.
Hi. So, which film surprised me? Okay, I will go with one. I don't know, good or I'll just go with the good one. So, I have not watched a lot of Hollywood action films, and John Wick was a franchise I haven't really watched, and it was very action driven, and I just did not know I will enjoy it so much, and I just went to it because that was a full. We were just watching one film after another, me and one of my friends. So we watched Chatterjee and we watched John Wick, and I was surprised. I loved John Wick 4. I mean, it was so good. It surprised me. You find films which tell you that no, you have the capability to like a lot more. So for me, John Wick 4 was that film. It was a very special experience for me because it kind of became my personal growth. Ki Ramita, you can watch more genres.
Okay. Gauri.
I think firstly I'll start with the bad one. I think Pathan. Because I watched it like after a month of
You were
the
surprised?
I was
film.
just surprised.
How bad it was.
No, bad. It was really bad. Yeah.
No, that's a different question.
No,
This is
a
bad.
film that surprised you, good or bad.
She was
Good.
surprised
Film
how
that
bad
you-
the film was.
Yeah, because
So this
I'm
question can
guys,
be
wait.
tested both ways, no?
I'm who's
How
not
good it is or how bad
someone
it
is
is.
not wearing headphones or earphones. I'm hearing echo.
I'm not wearing.
not following the rules only.
Give me your diary.
Not also no.
Remark लिखूंगा मैं.
I'm already the student was not prepared to answer.
Yeah, Gauri.
Yeah, so because I watched it when they were giving out tickets 1-on-1 free at that time, after a month, and the Filmstagram hyped it up so much, and I was very happy. I
So
took my
bad
family,
Filmstagram.
and
Epic
no,
prank.
I was very excited. Yeah, I was excited to see Shah Rukh, but the film was not, I think, that great.
Shah Rukh
So
Khan
that was a surprise for me because I thought it will be and it wasn't. And people were justifying it, which I don't know why they were justifying it, but okay. And a good surprise was, so I attended Mami and I had this show with, I couldn't reach the venue on time. So I booked for another show randomly with my friend. So I went for Dream Scenario and I liked it. It was a really fun film. So I think that was a good surprise because I wouldn't have specifically chosen that film or that slot, but I was caught by surprise. Ki, oh, it's also great. So these are two films from my end.
Adityan.
So I would have said Jigar under double X, but I have in another part, so I'll get to that. But two surprises I got this year because one is Dungeons and Dragons,
Yes.
Horror Among Thieves.
Yes,
Because when the first initial reviews came out, it was like average. They are kind of being like MCU-fication. Like I saw some reviews of Guardian and Variety or something, and some critical drinker said that it's a great movie. So I was like, okay, let's watch. So but then the movie came in digital. I watched it in my projector. So with my dad. So when I watched it, I was so, I mean, it's like classic fantasy story, like Krull, McKenna's Gold or something like. Sorry, McKenna's Gold. Sorry, I forgot. Krull.
Mackina's
Another one.
Gold is amazing.
I don't. That's not fantasy, so that's not relevant. Krull and Conan the Barbarian, like that kind of movies. So that kind of movies, it reminded me that spirit of that. I love to watch that fantasy movie. I miss those old school fantasy movies. So that's how that really surprised me with its. I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons game in my life, but it surprised me with this amazing world building and amazing humor. Humor was with Chris Pine just throwing it out of the park with every sentence. So humorous. That was a great movie, man. That was
Even
so
even the VFX and all the sequences were so well crafted. It was not
exactly,
like,
man. Practical locations, not like CGI driven backgrounds, not like that. And especially those last acts, I loved that so much, man. Like so much. I was like bubbling with just like a kid who watched those. That's how I loved the movie so much. I wish I could have watched it in theater, but unfortunately at that time Vidudalai came out, so I watched that movie. And another surprise was Jailer, of course, because Beast before Jailer Nelson's
okay.
Beast had underwhelming reviews, and Beast was pretty good film, but barring the supposed last act, infamous last act, everyone was like, Nelson's over. When the trailer also came out, everyone, Nelson's gonna ruin it up. But Jailer, first off itself, I was surprised, man, because you see Rajini, like nobody movie ka Bob Odenkirk kind of a character. He has his arc. So he is so mellowed down. So the raw and stoic, that kind of a stoic Rajini I haven't seen. It was fresh for me. And when that first time he murders someone for a goon to take revenge for his son, that scene itself has a lot of dark humor. That was so surprising. I watched it in a second day in a single screen theater with full of blast, and that was even the second half also I enjoyed. Everyone complained about the second half because I read the reviews after watching the movie. Everyone complained about, but I loved the second half even so much. Even after I even go, whenever I feel stressed, I just go to the second half. I watch the second half alone because that's how. But he just the last act with all the stars, Mohanlal and
brilliant. Best use of cameos in a movie. Best use.
Exactly.
I think Jawan should learn from that.
Exactly.
Honestly.
I agree with it. So that's how so brilliant it was. I was surprised with the movie. I was totally surprised with the movie. And bad, I don't have any bad ones because most of the bad ones I predicted were bad ones.
Best.
Hari?
For me, if I like Curious said, I would be listing out a lot of films that will be mentioned in the other list. So I think if I were to say one, that would be Anatomy of a Fall. I don't think a lot of people haven't seen that yet, but
It's amazing.
I watched. You see it?
I saw.
It's brilliant. I think
Anatomy of a Fall, right?
Anatomy
Yeah.
of a Fall, yeah.
Okay.
Anatomy of a Fall. So then, I mean, my friend, he went to the TIFF festival to watch it, and I couldn't get ticket. I didn't have the time to go for the TIFF festival. So he said, that's a really good movie, and because it was going nearby in my theater. So he was like, I think this movie will be talked about a lot, like for the next year, Oscar, like the award season. Everybody's gonna be like praising it. So that piqued an interest in me of what the film could be about and everything. So I just booked right away and I went to it. And it was brilliant. I think even after the movie ended, I'm like, oh boy, there's like more to the story, but that's it. It's impossible to talk more about it without spoiling it. So I think that's it. You should must watch. And like Aditya and Bro said, there is no bad movie because I already knew they were gonna be bad. Like Jawan too, like from the trailer what the story is gonna be. At least I knew what I'm going into. So I just wanted it's all mindless entertainment at the end of the day. I think a lot of people are taking this seriously. Like criticizing. I think, I mean, like Atlee has a lot of improvements to do in his writing if you've seen his previous films. So it's ideal to have a certain mindset for his films. But otherwise, yeah, like I'll get into the loved ones, the other lists. But for now, yeah.
Okay. Some love for the film in the chat also. Rohit?
I have a couple of films actually. The films that surprised me, the good ones, was No One Will Save You. I think it was one of the most under talked about science fiction horror films. Then there was Vincent Must Die, which I watched at Mami. Then there was Scream 6. I hope Scream 6 released this year. Although I'm a little confused. I think Scream 6 released this year. Then there was
this year, January.
Then there was Suzume. Took me away. There was Evil Dead Rise. So many good films this year. There was Teenage
I'm not
Mutant
asking you good films. I'm asking you the movie that surprised you.
It surprised me.
I want to know how. Don't just give me film.
Honestly, I am very. I am surprised how everyone has taken this question differently. Only like in my opinion, the question was different. But these people are just talking about good films. There were many good films.
That they were surprised that it was a good film.
What was
That was
guessing.
I answered it right, yaar. I answered it
I'm
right.
not questioning anyone right or wrong.
Then
But
what?
as Rohit is mentioning so many, I'm like, I want to know why surprise.
I mean, like, if Rohit has such a long list, it means that he was not able to judge those movies badly so well. Like he was judging those movies so badly.
I didn't
That
judge
he
them
was surprised in
badly.
any movie.
It subverted my expectations.
So
I
that's
mean-
what I'm asking. I want to know how. With the film,
So
give
no one.
me.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Like
I'll
what
tell you-
was it?
I'll tell you
promising and then
each.
how it
I'll
was.
tell you each parameter. Okay. No One Will Save You was a very low budget indie film. Okay. You did not expect a lot from it because it was going directly to streaming. So I did not know anything about that film. I went into that film blind, and I thought it would just be an average watch, something for the chills, but it turned out to be an intellectual piece, an intellectual horror piece about identity and healing from trauma. So it turned out to be deeper than I expected it to be. Vincent Must Die. Vincent Must Die was something I went into blind, and I did not expect the wild ride it was gonna be. And this is something I watched on Mame. It's a French film. Scream
okay.
6. Scream 6. So Scream 5 was okay. Although I really like Scream 5 because I have a bias for the Scream movies. But Scream 6 was something which actually elevated the franchise, and at the sixth installment of a film, you do not usually expect that. And I'm very disappointed with what's happening with Scream 7 because they were on a really good track record. Suzume, because I wasn't really impressed with Garden of Words. So I thought the only thing which I really like of the director is Your Name. And not because it's the most talked film. There's a reason why it's talked about. Then there is Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead has always been hit and miss. I thought they might overdo the gore, they might overdo the comedy, but they reinvented the genre itself. They introduced the Deadites so well. The Deadites are the creatures of the Evil Dead universe, and they let them loose in an amazing setting. And it was a very director's film. It was a very auteur piece of work, you know. So I did not expect that from a commercial horror film, which I watched at the theater. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, especially because I thought Seth Rogen sometimes overdoes his comedy, you know, but this was like the perfect balance of humor and fun. And I thought it might just be a Spider-Verse ripoff because the animation style was also like that. But no, it had its own identity. Then Berlin. Berlin is a film which I watched at Mami again, a Hindi film directed by Atul Sabarwal. He's the writer of Jubilee. An incredible thriller. I think when it comes out,
That's
it's
scary.
going to be the talk of the town.
With Abhishek Banerjee, right?
Apar Shakti is there.
Oh, Apar Shakti is there. Right.
And
right.
he's also there, no? Rahul Bose, I guess. Not Rahul Bose.
Oh, yeah.
Apar Bose is there.
No.
Yeah,
Rahul
yeah,
Bose is
yeah,
there,
yeah.
yeah.
He's
Kabir Bedi is also there.
I'm
the
waiting
guy-
for that movie.
guy from Rocket Boys.
Ishwak Singh.
Ishwak Singh.
Aishwarya,
Yeah.
And
Benedict.
Yeah, Rohit, let's
and one more, just last. Late Night with the Devil. I did not know anything about it, but it got the analog horror genre into film completely. And the film that surprised me, bad one, was Cocaine Bear, because you could have done so much with
Oh
it.
God, I totally forgot that film existed.
Rohit, Keshav is taking a dig at you in the comments, huh?
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Let me ruin a
We can't see the comments now. But
Yeah, that's why I asked Nona to put the
यार
comments
नहीं
also.
हो
Yeah,
सकता ना,
can
मुश्किल है
we?
इसमें.
हाँ.
सॉरी,
अच्छा.
नेक्स्ट ईयर ढंग से करो. फीडबैक
Next time मैं
टेकन.
भी earphones पहनूंगी.
Feedback taken. अच्छा. Okay, so guys, moving forward, let's just stick to one because then we'll never end. You know, I know
Two.
there are great films, but
Two.
2.
okay, then give it
Three.
quick. Okay, Sahil, I've not forgotten you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. So for me, the film that surprised me, the good one was there was a movie on Netflix which came. It was called Friday Night Plan. It was by like the movie was
With
the
Babil,
movie
right?
had Juhi Chawla,
Juhi Chawla
Babil and
and
Juhi Chawla. Yeah, and there was another guy who was the younger brother of Babil. The reason why it surprised me was that because honestly I felt like even from the trailer it felt like a movie was like a very Bombay school teenage based movie, and I was definitely not the target audience of that film. So I obviously thought that I would not enjoy the movie, or maybe the movie will feel very kiddish to me. And I was okay with both the feelings when I started watching the movie. Because I think I was not sure what to watch, and I think it released on that day. I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And not many people were talking about the movie online as well, so not get any much feedback about that movie from Instagram. So I watched that movie, and I was pleasantly surprised at how, even though I was not the target audience of the film, still I was like able to like relate with like many things. And it was a very cute, like warmly made film, and like in general. And the main part was that it was about two brothers, and I don't have a brother. So even that was another reason that I was not the target audience of the film, and still it made me feel good about it. I am not from Bombay. I'm not a teenager right now. It still made me feel good. So I like such movies which are not made for those target audience, and still you can like find something good about it. So that was something good about the film that I genuinely love to watch such movies which might not be in my area of like it might not be for my domain, but still I find like good things about it. And the one movie which surprised me that it was bad was Chatterjee versus Norway. Super duper controversial. Super duper controversial. I have no issues with it. I in fact watched it with my Bengali like
Fiancé.
like no at that time I got married to her, but even her parents were visiting our house, and I watched it with them, and everyone was talking good about the movie. That's first thing. Number two was the people who were coming out of the theaters. They were like, it made us cry. It was so emotional, blah blah blah, and all that. So I was like, okay, wow, great. It's a great movie to watch with your in-laws. A great movie to
Impress them.
watch with your in-laws. Like, no, they will watch it. And I obviously wanted to enjoy the movie like I do. But it was so bad. It was just, I feel it was a very dishonest attempt at making a movie about a real story. So that was the whole thing. I thought it's based on a real story. And what could go wrong? But
Were you an odd one out?
In what?
Like the people you saw the movie, did they like it or they also didn't like it?
They were okay with it. I didn't enjoy it. It was like that. So they were like very neutral about the movie, and I was like, I did not enjoy it at all because I was able to find too many flaws in the movie. I think that was the issue.
But
Um,
if the
yeah.
film by chance was not real life based, then would the
Yeah.
thoughts have been the same?
Then
Still
it would
same.
have
Yeah.
been worse.
That would have been worse because then that's the whole point. I feel the movie had one job to do, and that was for us to have some sympathy towards Rani Mukherjee's character. And they failed in doing that. If it was not a real movie, it would feel like she was a villain of the movie. Since it was a real movie, I felt okay. She's a heroine. She's the hero in real life, but why is she not the hero in the movie? That was my disconnect like right now. But if it was a fiction movie, then I would have felt that she's a villain. She deserves to. She deserves all this. That was the issue with me.
Sahil, I have a question. Why did you stop me from writing that negative article?
I am sorry. Can we discuss this offline? मैं भूल चुका हूँ. I forgot what happened. I forgot.
To
Sorry.
find out, tune into Instagram.
Never tune into.
I forgot our conversation, but okay,
So-
we will talk
But I
about
think you
it.
didn't watch it then when I asked. Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
In the chat, we
I watched
got
it very late.
people are surprised by Suzume, by Rai Lane, 2023 movie. By Spider-Verse, no. Animal surprise because of the kiss. Okay. Blackberry surprise. Okay. Cool. Okay, moving on to the next one. Film
Can
that
I
you.
know how many people are watching? Because
We have a
don't know.
consistent watching of 30 to 35 people.
Cute.
It keep going up, down, up, down. Film that you dreaded watching.
You
Let's
didn't
all
tell
of
me
it say the name
You
together.
didn't answer. You didn't answer.
I have a very unconventional
What?
one.
I also don't. I don't think I have the answer you all are thinking.
I also
think-
don't
Yeah,
have
me
one.
neither.
I have an answer, but I want to say Nona didn't answer the previous question.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have to answer. Okay.
You-
Surprise! I only have a bad one, which is Leo, because
Oh.
for me, Lokesh
Leo के बारे में नहीं बोलने
is
का,
such
Leo के
a
बारे में नहीं बोलने का.
Lokesh is such there for me as a filmmaker.
I'll see you out of the house.
And like
I
the
think
first
even
half,
I-
just like Vikram, first half I really enjoyed, was so good setup. But the things that transpired in the second half, I felt this Lokesh cannot make this. Like I felt so surprised that Lokesh made this film. The second half, it's a fake narration, backstory. Forget that. Even the characterizations, the villains, their arc, their
The
motivations.
CGI.
You know, like none of it. I'm like, how he made this. So that surprised me. Now, yeah,
Nona,
I'm
तो
sorry.
बाहर में Nona तो बाहर में थोड़ा film influencing करूँगा.
हाँ.
I think even I read these reviews where people said that he was not, this Leo wasn't entirely his film. Like he has made his previous films. Like there was other influence also in the film, so he did not made it.
See,
it as per
it's
him.
a
I read
adaptation
this
of
somewhere.
History of Violence, right?
Yeah.
And I had not seen that movie. I just read even the graphic novel, not the movie. So I read the story.
So good. Graphic novel is so good.
Yeah. So
great.
like, yeah, we can get into the discussion, but I don't think right now is the time for that. Sorry, Hari and Aditya.
No worries, man. No worries.
No worries, man.
But
No worries.
moving to next question, dreaded watching.
See, this is what we say that when we say film is very healthy.
Yeah.
Did you see?
We'll see after the stream ends.
We'll see after the live stream.
On Instagram.
Okay.
तू meet के बाहर मिल.
Okay, I just want to ask you guys, we have crossed the time limit which I had said in our discussion.
okay.
Is it okay to carry ahead?
Yeah.
Can I get
So
thumbs
much.
up from everyone? Cool, thank you. Sorry. Oh,
I
okay,
don't have-
not doing a good job at, Okay, yeah, the film you dread watching. I think everyone just say it. 3, 2, 1.
The Rapist.
Animal.
Bo's
You
afraid.
dreaded watching the Rapist?
It was a great film, but I dreaded watching it.
What, Hari did, what did you say?
Bo's afraid.
Oh, Bo's
the
afraid.
reaction movie.
I'm too dreaded, I
Ah.
didn't watch it only.
Yeah, it's-
Okay, so,
it had a yeah. She can go.
What
No,
Sahil,
no,
what
no,
did you
no,
say?
You go.
No, I said I don't know.
Animal.
I said that.
Animal, okay.
with the
Animal?
Bo's Afraid one, I think it had an interesting first hour. Like it was like, okay, it's doing something. It's like going an interesting path. But then after that, I couldn't. I was like, where is this going? Like it was just, it was so shallow. Like I did not understand anything. If anybody else did, tell me please, enlighten me, because I don't know. I don't know what was going on. Joaquin Phoenix, of course, nothing goes wrong with him. We get that, but just as a thematic core, it's clueless of what it wants to do. It keeps going on and on for 3 hours. Like I'm not even know what to like. Even if it was a character study, right? I would have appreciated it for what it was. But it doesn't need to have like a specific act, or it doesn't have to follow a specific structure to like the film. It could just be about this character for like 3 hours, but it's like, where is it going? There's no sign of that in here. So I kind of dreaded watching that one film. Otherwise, yeah, that's the only one in my list.
Actually, that film, the trailer was so, I don't know, anarchist or like very scattered that I wanted to watch it, but then I was too scared and I might not be able to sit through it.
Yeah.
And that over there, dread got over me. I couldn't even watch it. So kudos to you, you did.
Rohit is like, moi. Summer in the chat is like, the first 45 minutes of Bo is Afraid is masterpiece. Okay.
That's the only good thing about it. The first hour is pretty good. It keeps you curious of what's gonna happen next. But
it's an Ari Aster film.
Ari Aster, yeah, the guy with Midsommar and
yeah. Those films are really okay.
Headless one.
So I did not watch much 2023 released films. I was very selective. I don't know why, but I have watched other year ka films which I dreaded watching. So there are 3 films. I go through them very quickly. First was Bajre Da Sitta. First half was still okay. Second half was so pathetic. They do this in every Punjabi
who's
film.
the
I
lead?
don't know why. That Tanya girl is there. It's about 2 sisters. Ammi Virk is also there, but he's not the lead.
Okay.
So but I think I can hear my
Ramita,
voice.
mute or headphone.
So so the second half was absolutely it was shitty. So my mood was entirely turned off. Then I watched this film Yuvraj of Salman Khan because of the songs, and I don't know why I watched it. I was like, bhai, I wasted my time. And because I love the songs, and I kind of picturized them in a very different way in my head. So, because I've been following this thing that if I love one album very much, I'll try to watch the film from that album. Like I discovered Gaman that.
Rookie mistake.
So I discovered Anjam, Gaman, all these via this method of mine. So Yuvraj was, and the third film was The Eternal Daughter. So I did not
Netflix
like that
one, okay.
film. I did not. That A24 film, I did not like that.
Tell me something, but isn't it like the question is like the film you were scared to watch and not the film that you watched and didn't like then?
Dreaded watching. Like you were like, why did I watch this film?
Like while you were watching it.
Yeah, while you're watching, it was a task for you to go through it, or just let's skip, like stop
Okay,
watching.
so I answered The Rapist because I was very scared to watch that film, but I did not like it while I was watching it.
I was shocked why you said that.
My interpretation of a question was different only. I thought the movie you're scared to watch, but you watched it.
Yeah,
I never watched a film with the task.
No one said Adi Purush. Interesting.
Because
I haven't watched it.
Did not watch it. You dreaded
Don't care. Ignore it.
I watched Adi Purush. I watched it. I watched Adi Purush, but I think Adi Animal.
वो animal है, दुनिया जला दूंगा.
For me, Animal was a worse watch than Adi Purush.
Okay.
For me.
I dreaded watch. By the way, actually, Animal I watched with family. That was the only reason I dreaded watching it. Not just with my family, with my sister and her in-laws. And I recommended that film. And that took me. I watched it with all of them.
Do you call this rookie mistake?
No, what happened was I told my mother that I want to watch Animal. They were like, and when I was asleep, my sister called that we are thinking of watching Sam Bahadur. Mama was like, no, Ramita wants to watch Animal, so you guys go ahead. And then my sister calls back, that okay, fine, we have booked ticket for Animal, let's all go.
This needs to be a video. Just this
Instagram,
experience.
everyone. Instagram.
Yeah,
I
Aditya.
enjoyed the first half of Animal. I don't know.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
film
me
that I dreaded watching was, there are two. One was The Flash, because
Yes. Same.
Yes.
Same. Curiosity.
because
Same.
I initially was excited when the film was announced at that time. But when the Snyderverse drama, everything came, I was like, okay, just end this for all. Just release it for God's sake. Just release it. That's the biggest
Yeah,
victory this film will ever do. So I was like, okay. I planned to watch it even theater closely, but still I was like, why do I give money for this? So I didn't watch it in theater. I just downloaded after the HD print came. I downloaded and watched it, and I was like, when the first 1 half finished, I was like, why are we still here? Why are we going through this? What am I doing in here? This is not what I signed up for. I mean, CW Splash itself is too cluttered in its structuring that I lost midway. I gave up in following the whole CW universe. So that's how, as
It
you know,
hurts.
mental cramping karna. You know, like homework, like that only CW universe has come.
I watched
Just
the
like
Flash in
that.
IMAX. I watched the Flash in IMAX. It was very painful.
Oh, God.
You could-
Very valid, yeah.
You could see the real
No.
VFX.
The moment
Yeah.
the moment Ezra Miller started popping babies into microwaves, I was like, oh my god.
What
I
is
lost
this?
it there. I mean, like, what? Like, who came up with the idea of the sort scene? Is my question.
Exactly. That's the.
Shooting is
and even
who
even
came the
that
idea
when,
and
even
wrote it?
when the Zod comes, you know, that when the Zod comes and that they just you know, the Supergirl and all the Santa, it was like the game cutscene. I was searching for my joystick. Like, where am I? Why am I doing this? Why am I watching this?
Oh, yeah,
Why am
it's
I?
funny.
Why? That's how the film was, and I finished it. I almost finished it, and I finished it. And my Appa was watching with me, and he was like, they have cooked it up with every time travel theory they know, man. I mean, this is so cluttered, like so cluttered. And another one was Kushi, Vijay Devarkonda movie. So basically I have my reservations with Vijay Devarkonda movies, because I don't know. Dear Comrade was his only, Dear Comrade and Peli Chuplu was his only good ones, but others were, people liked it, but I didn't like it.
Was your
Basically.
Best is Liger. Liger is the best.
well last year your
Oh my
dreaded movie was
God,
Liger?
Yeah, mine was Liger.
So Kushi was, when I watched the first 5 minutes, it was like, okay, theist versus atheist conflict. Okay, interesting, very interesting. I'm seated. Then when there's he gets posted to Kashmir BSNL office, and Kashmir and everyone Kashmir, they were like,
He got irritated
in border, they were going into our borders, and suddenly some army man comes and shoots around, and one army man will, he will threaten Vijay Devarkonda, will like, we are fighting for the country, you are roaming around, freely, leisurely. How can I do, like, why, what's happening here? They pour in crores of money for the movie, and I watched it because of songs only. I love the song so much. Every song, Rama, Roja, Nuve, Kushi, every song I love it so much. Hisham Abdul Wahab composition. So when Samantha comes to that and everyone the Islamophobic content and that peak, when the peak absolutely touched it, where it was when he asked for food, when Vijay Devarkonda asked for food to the people, they drop apples. I lost it there, man. I mean, apple farms are there in Kashmir, but it doesn't mean it's the staple food of Kashmiris. No, it's so absurd, man. So absurd. Like,
Apple rice.
Surprisingly, my mom and
Oh my
dad
God.
first watched it in theaters. It seems when I was studying in Trichy, they said that, "Arey, this is so bad, man. Like, so bad. You don't even have to watch it." But then when it came on Netflix, I watched just for fun. But 30 minutes, I lost it. I just switched it off. Alright, so let's get out. Okay, let's get out. I don't want to be in another Vijay Devarkonda hate spree. So I'll just watch the video songs alone in YouTube. It's good. It's good. Hisham Abdul Wahab, genius. He's a great composer. He's a great talent. I respect him. But sorry. And even Samantha was not even good, man. I mean, so bad of an actor she is.
Something has happened to her. Her latest work is, I don't know. I don't like it.
Shakuntalam also. I watched the first 10 minutes.
Dreaded that also.
I used to have this curiosity, why this didn't work. And 10 minutes I switched it off. Okay, why do we have waste time? I have some good work
I'm
to do.
curious, Aditya.
Yeah.
I would love to play Counter-Strike with Curiosity because I would love to see him rage when we lose a match.
Yes, definitely.
And
Yeah,
that's
sure.
such a revelation the way he started ranting.
Okay, anyone else? We missed anyone?
Flash. Oh god. the
Mine is
PK.
left.
You said animal, nah? That is
Yeah, I
enough.
just said, but I didn't talk about it. Okay.
Enough.
Okay, cool.
Because I've heard it. I've heard your thing about it. We recorded that discussion also. Okay. In the chat, thank you, Shelly, for the memberships.
Shelly are constant.
Thank you,
People
Shelly.
like, for people, the dreaded was Bowels,
People like Shirley.
Blue
Baval, I
Beetle,
think it is Baval. Not Baval.
Flash, whole Marvel face.
But Loki was nice.
Guardians was good. Guardians was good.
Walked out of
Loki was
Adipurush. Dreaded Indie.
Spider-Verse
What?
technically was good.
Indigenous is Insidious.
Insidious.
Okay. 65 was
Don't
bland.
talk
Okay. Thoughts on Haunting on Venice. In Venice.
Oh,
sorry.
I actually, A Haunting of Venice, I think it is better than Death on Nile, but I don't think that no film can, surpass what Murder on the Orient Express was. So
Go and watch
Haunting in
Knives
Venice
Out.
is in below.
Go
Okay,
and
now
watch Knives Out.
let's come to a film you enjoyed and the people around you, or film Instagram or whatever you want to consider people
I
didn't,
started.
or a film you didn't like at all and people everywhere just loved it, if there's any.
So, okay. First of all,
What is the first?
Any, if you have both,
Your call.
if you have one only.
okay, I have one. So,
I have both.
one is I have one film that you like, but others didn't. Mark Antony, because
Okay.
Mark Antony had its after the initial reviews. I watched it in theater. I enjoyed it so much. It was unhinged. They say, unhinged. So that kind of unhinged fun it was like. You don't have no bounce, no brains, no nothing. Just like that, how fun a movie it would be like. But everyone was pinpointing on how this aspect was not aligning with their ideologies, how this unethical with this. I get it, guys. I get what you're saying. I get the ethical use of AI and all. I agree, but still, I love that movie so much. I enjoyed that movie, especially second half. Second half was like SJ Surya show all the way. So he just was like cracker too. All that theater was laughing throughout. The first half was pretty silent. Everyone was first silent. But when the interval point came in, magic பண்றீங்க everyone was like, wow. So everyone were laughing till the end. They were laughing. I was laughing, and I thought, when the Instagram reviews came, everyone was like mid movie. Okay, fine, I agree. But still, I loved the movie so much. I had so much fun with the movie. And a movie that everyone liked, but others didn't was Irugapatru is a Tamil movie. Irugapatru, surprisingly. When I first watched it, I was influenced by the opinions of others that it's good. I also thought it was good. But then on retrospection, I was like, this isn't, when everybody was comparing with Dear Zindagi. So I was like, Tamil's Dear Zindagi like that. But no, it's not Tamil. It's surface level treatment, surface level characters, everything is surface. People like I don't know. People like this have bias with the feel good films. They want to feel good. That instant gratification, like we get with the John Wick movies, right? So you get the bloodshed and you get the instant gratification, right? They say that it's wrong, but when it comes to feel good films, they're like, okay, this is correct landscapes, contrast film, so we should support it. I don't get. I don't like. And another was Good Night second half. Good Night movie second half. I had issues with it. So that's
Okay.
it for now.
Okay. Hari?
I think a film that I liked, but others clearly did not. It was Animal, because the first half was, I really enjoyed the first half, because the second half, I'll say right now, the second half is way too self-indulgent. I think if Vanga really focused on making a good film, as opposed to like ticking the box of replying, whoa, what criticism did he give? I'll fix this. What was this? I'll fix that. I'll respond to this. I'll respond to that. I think the second half was like prioritized with that, because like you have a great like setup with the first half, right? So I just wish that it was less indulgent, and it would have been an overall great film. I really wish they explored the father and son relationship. You could have literally made it, something like the Godfather level, but I guess like he's just too, like, I think he let his ego get in the way, in a way, and I think that's the disappointing part, because like you have something really good, and you could have made it great, but then at the end you had to succumb to what other people think about it and all that stuff. But a film that other people like, I didn't. I can't really think of anything specifically, but I don't know. I have a very controversial take on Chitta, because Chitta it's a good film.
Don't. I'm
It's a
watching
good
that film. Don't say anything, please.
No. I won't spoil anything about it. I just think that when a film does a great job about the spreading awareness of like sensitive topics, I think that film pages and the film surround community has this necessity of making it the best movie of all time, because it touches upon this specific topic. I don't think we should be conditioned to do that, because right now, as I'm like creating my own list for like the top 12 year, I'm afraid that a lot of the people will be like, where's Chitta? Why didn't you talk about Chitta? Because it does a great job touching about the sensitive aspects and everything, but do I love the film? Like, how did I feel about it? It's good, but like same like last year we had Gargi with the sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly. That
so
was
like,
the first thought that came in my mind when I was watching that. Same.
So like it's like whenever like a film touches about these sensitive topics, I think like we as like the film community have this pressure essentially of putting this like high on the list, because it does that one it takes that one
was
box
one of my favorite films last year.
Yeah.
But I
Maybe
think,
was.
But for
What are we
different
talking
reasons
about?
also, but okay.
yeah, dude, because I mean, I'm not saying Chitta. I'm saying Chitta is a really good movie. It has extremely good performances too. But I think just because it touches upon a sensitive topic, I don't know, like whether I should like put it up in my list. If I don't,
this is a very good point he brought up, because like there are some movies. I mean, like there are some movies which are very, if I can say the term, Filmstagram safe. I mean, like some kind of movies you can just talk about on Filmstagram, and nobody's allowed to say bad thing about it. Nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Opposite of Animal.
And yeah, basically opposite of Animal, you can say.
Yeah.
And I mean, I believe if Animal was a great film, the issues which Hari talked about, if those issues were not there, it might still have been bashed. And that is, I think, it's a very bad, it's a very sad thing we have like living in. And it's the same for opposites also. There's some movies which are like, they will just tick one box or tick just two boxes out of 10, 12 important boxes. And it's like the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, like people will actually call those movies as like it is the best movie in the last 10 years, 11 years. I mean, and when those movies are not being talked about, people will talk about other good movies. But when those movies come out in topics, they are the best movies of all time for some reason. Yeah. I think like we need to maybe generalize. There should be like some minimum kind of boxes which should be ticked before we can call movie like the best movie out there for that field.
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski. Say Sam Bahadur lies in that also.
Big Lebowski. It's an old movie. It's very good.
No, I know that, but I think they changed the name.
That's the user.
Username has
Big
changed it to
Lebowski.
PLG. Whatever he says, whatever they say that Sam Bahadur also lies in what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that comes when they give out these national film awards also. One award they have to, I don't know why they do this. One award they have to give it to those people who have made, rocketry, the people who, have made Sher Shah. Like one for the army, one for the
It's like
nation.
incentivizing
So
them.
weird.
No?
One for feminism.
Yeah. So
And also national awards, I have always been since its
Yeah.
inception, they have been biased awards. You should never be
Yeah.
taking them as the
only
epitome of awards.
good awards in this country
I think
are
Sam
fair
Bahadur said
film
linked.
awards, which we do on
Yeah,
the
Failure
channel.
Awards are the best awards of all time. Even I believe that.
Just plugging that
Which
in.
was?
Fair
Nona's.
film awards. We do that every year on the
The
channel.
awards which Nona gets.
What?
I don't
didn't
give
know
it.
about
I don't give
these.
it. I get critics like you, people to vote in, and I get public
Appreciators.
and make a 50% and
Critics like you, Corey.
I said appreciators.
okay. Anyone else who missed?
Yeah.
Actually, I had to leave. बीच
Oh, I
में
did
for
not
one
say my
minute.
name. I didn't know.
No
I was
problem,
Can
no
I just
problem.
firstly know सबके answers एक बार जिसने जो बोले please.
Oh, I thought you were saying I'm leaving.
No. मैंने message पे डाला था. Can we take 5 minutes break before the next question? But
अच्छा,
everybody
पर
was
कोई
speaking,
नहीं.
so I did not want
The
to
question
interrupt.
was the film. No, we changed. Oh, we moved on. The film
No,
you
it
liked, people around you didn't, or a film you didn't like at all, but people around you loved.
So what were the answers? I just was curious to know.
सब बता दो भाई के.
मैंने भी
Curious
बताया
Ramita.
नहीं।
It's okay.
नहीं बताएंगे नहीं बताएंगे
Mark
नहीं बताने
Anthony
नहीं
and
I'm really sorry I had to एक मिनट के लिए यार, please
अरे you
बता.
tell yours no.
Me,
ये स्ट्रीम बाद में
I-
जाके देख लेना फिर से.
Okay,
Oh.
something a film that I liked but others didn't is Animal, and then the film that I didn't like but other people did. I didn't. I'm not saying I did not like the movie, but Chitta it's a good movie, but I don't know why we need to hear it that
Which
much
title?
because
Sorry, I didn't.
चित्ता.
अच्छा.
सिद्धार्थ वाली
that's it, yeah, so that one. So yeah, that's mine.
Siddharth
That's what I did.
अच्छा
Okay.
आप बताओ.
Yeah, okay. My films. So which I don't know which film I liked and others didn't. I don't know. जितना मैंने सोचा था ना इस बारे में, I just felt Tiger 3, which not a lot of people watched, or I really liked for what it was. Like whatever it was done to best, and it was a good film actually. Just standards and a mainstream के based on that. And the movie I did not like, which is my favorite topic because I usually don't like films anymore. So one was Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway. One was Jawan, and yeah, that's I think those. And one was that No Hard Feelings.
No hard
I mean,
feelings?
Oh, that.
I mean, I was surprised to see so many positive reviews about that film, and that was a really bad film.
No hard. Oh yeah. Even I felt it very one tone after
Yeah.
watching. Interesting
So-
narrative, but yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Rohit was left, right?
Yeah. So
I am also left.
I'm also
Arey, sorry. I think I'll have to cut down some questions because we are just going too out of time. I want to respect everyone's time here. So yeah, continue. I'll just
So,
cut out which I feel we have kind of covered. Yeah, Rohit.
So, the films which I liked which other people didn't like that much would be Leo, first of all, and The Killer.
The Killer you didn't like.
The
I liked
Fincher.
The Killer.
You liked The
I
Killer.
like-
And others
I liked
didn't
The
like?
Killer.
Killer
Many
what?
people did not like it.
I
like,
It's a positive about
David Fincher.
no, many people said it was very one note.
Fincher one was saying no.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Gauri.
So I don't think I have any film under the one that I liked but others didn't, because I think I had mixed views for all the films, so there's no extremity sorts. But for the film I didn't like but others did. So not entirely disliking, but I did not get the hype that people created for Rocky Rani. I think if I thought it's a good average film, and I was happy when a film is celebrated being a good average film. But people were making it something which is K3G of this era and all that. That hype I did not understood, and that hype I didn't like, because why are you forcefully making it something that it is not? If it is, just celebrate something which is at that level only. No, by to take it to itna
Stop.
upper. So that's one thing, and I think Pathan also. So
Okay.
that was.
I missed
Shah
anyone.
Rukh Khan check that.
Sahil, you left?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah. So the films I liked, but others didn't. I'm not sure, but I've not heard much about Chor Nikal Ke Bhaga. It was a Netflix film, I guess, again. I know people didn't like it. I don't consider it to be like a very great film and all that. I'm not defending the film. But I think the question was if you liked it or not. And I think I liked watching it. For
You
some
liked
reason,
it, others, you
I
think
think-
others didn't like it. Okay.
Yeah, others do not even consider that to be a good film at all. But I liked watching it. I think maybe it was just the mood I was in. I wanted to watch a very light-hearted movie which just excites me a little bit, and that was that film. So again, I'm not defending that movie, and I don't even, I think, encourage other people to
You have
watch
to
it. Maybe
justify.
it's not for
It's
everyone.
okay.
But yeah, I liked it. And the other movie was Bloody Daddy, which I believe people were not talking about it much, but I enjoyed watching it. It was a very, very self-contained film. It was like it was just a movie about one night, and I kind of like such movies. I think it had that John Wick kind of a feeling as well. The movie's background score was very, very good. I believe that was one of the reasons why it elevated a lot, that film. Shahid Kapoor did a great job in that movie, and I believe more people should watch that movie. Don't give it don't have much expectations from it, but it's a very enjoyable action movie. And I don't believe Bollywood makes such movies a lot. Like for them, action directly goes to the Animal and Tiger and Pathan and all that. But they don't make they don't make very like a serious and real action movies, which Hollywood does a lot. Apart from their other superhero movies, they do very like basic action movies also. Bloody Daddy was one of that. And in the films I didn't like, but others did, it had Pathan and Jawan.
Okay.
I think everyone the box office and the hype was like everyone likes it, but I don't think so. They deserve that hype, or they maybe deserve the hype maybe because of the actor and all that. But I usually judge a movie with what it promises and what it delivers. I don't think so. Pathan, whatever it promises, even though it was even if people claim that it promises that you will get a good Shah Rukh Khan movie, but you don't get that. I don't think so. Even Shah Rukh Khan was a very good part of that movie. He was not at his best. He did not do a good job. I'm just talking about Shah Rukh Khan. I'm not talking about the movie and VFX and everything else. Even if the movie was supposed to promise us a good Shah Rukh Khan movie, it did not do that. And same for Jawan, I believe. I think I know the story. We're not supposed to have any expectations from the story, but I believe when Shah Rukh Khan was doing a movie after so many years with a Tamil director who has found success in his region, the expectations were higher in terms of what kind of product you deliver, like the finished product. And I believe Jailer was a better jailer-based old hero action film than Jawan was. So I think Jawan makers should watch Jailer, and they should learn from how to make that kind of a movie for an actor who is very old. So yeah.
I like how Aditya is recommending films even in this chat. I took yours, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think for me, very, very controversial. A film I didn't like, but people loved. John Wick 4. Very controversial. You can skip can exit now. Leave this. Let's end it here. Yeah, and reasoning was I think it was just too
If
overhyped for
somebody
me.
says Spider-Man on that, then we will leave.
Okay. I think it was just too overhyped for me, and the way I heard things about it and I saw it and the plot, the way it moved, I like the way it set starts. I'm like, yes, okay, now I want to see where it goes, and it just repeats the same things which I saw in third part, and I'm like, what's the point? It's the same thing now. You're not doing anything new. He starts by I'll destroy the whole board. I'll destroy the whole thing. Whatever this the Continental. I'll destroy everything. He just goes and kills the
But
main
that's
guy
the-
from the third film, and then suddenly he's like, "Oh, I should not kill people."
But that's the John Wick.
I don't-
But that's the John Wick genre, right?
No,
That's
I'm
the
saying
John
I
Wick
like
genre.
that. I
Every
like
movie has
that.
that.
I like that he's like, I'll just destroy the whole setup of Continental. I'll kill the main guy, and after that, he just forgets that I let it be. I should not kill. He goes to his friend in hiding. Then it becomes the same thing that he's running. People are behind him, and this part also same thing. He's running and people are behind him. It's just that at the end he has to reach a point, and then he'll be free. Like it just, the action was amazing. Nothing against the action, but I just didn't feel anything. I felt you're just repeating the same plot.
John Wick genre is like, just like how Gilgamesh fights for the fights to get the immortality, to get it this part, and suddenly he realizes Gilgamesh, Epic of Gilgamesh. That's how John Wick is for me. He fights for freedom. He goes to the freedom. He goes to any extent to get the freedom. But unfortunately, the freedom is within itself, not anywhere.
No, but
That's-
that's what I felt. He
that's
didn't go. He didn't go to the extent. I wanted to
That's-
see him
that-
destroy the
that's
whole
how- that's-
Continental.
that's my- that's
Because that's the next
Continental-
step.
That's he want to he's the anomaly of the system, just like how Matrix was.
Yeah.
So that's maybe I'm too pretentious or something. But still,
No. It's
but
fine.
I love that.
Okay. People agree. Highly controversial. Disliked on the video. Okay. So next, I'll skip the one question loved part. I think next one is more exciting for everyone. Existential crisis of one film that caused you existential crisis. It can be good in a good way or a bad way.
It touched your heart, wala, is such a good question.
I think it's
that
be
of
like.
course-
Can we
same-
blend?
These
These two.
reiterating the
I'm
same.
guessing will it not be the same thing which you think is the best film, kind of like for
No,
you or
no,
something?
No.
Okay.
No.
See, my only thing
What
is we are like exceeding the
Short
time
on time.
limit. Yeah, we are short on time. I don't want to take it too long. You are all
We
are
can skip
amazing
the
for still
last-
sticking around, but yeah.
We are amazing. Where we are from? Instagram.
Ah.
That's why we are amazing. No
Okay,
other
let's
reason.
do touch your heart. Touch your heart. Let's keep it little quick. Who wants to go first? Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we can just say our name for the movies and then we can skip. Like we can move forward.
Yeah.
हाँ तो no explanation ना फिर
थोड़ा सा दे देना. One line.
अच्छा okay one
One
film
mark answer.
that truly touched my heart. I watched it for the first time. It's not from this year. It is The Terminal. I watched it this year for the first time.
कौन सी?
The Terminal.
The Terminal. The Tom
Hanks.
Hanks.
Tom Hanks wali.
Tom
हाँ.
Hanks.
So I watched it for the first time,
Yes,
and I randomly stumbled upon that film, and I think it was the most wholesome. Like my heart was happy.
I saw
It was
his
so happy. It was
latest
so-
film, Tom Hanks, The Neighbor
Man
something.
called Otto.
Yeah, Man Called Otto. Sorry, Man Called Otto. Yeah, that was good. Okay,
And I think Spider-Verse was also kind of
okay.
good. Like not at the terminal level. Like I can't compare the feelings I had for both, but I felt like happy when I watched.
Okay.
it. But the terminal though made me really happy.
Sahil, you wanted to say?
Yeah, for me, the movie that touched my heart was 12th Fail.
Okay.
I believe I watched it in the cinema hall only, and I think it was one of the best made films in this year from Indian from Bollywood, I believe. And it gave me like a feeling of how wholesome movies were made, and very, very detailed movies were made in like the early 2000s or 2010s in Bollywood. I hope more people talk about that film, and I hope more people make such movies as well. Like when you take up a topic and then just like drill down on it and talk about it in detail. I believe that is something which Bollywood used to do a lot, but now they don't do it. Now they just take like a they will like take 2-3 topics and just talk about it in the surface level. But I believe I like when movies just they go deep and they talk about every single aspect about that topic. So that was 12 fail for me. And obviously it is very heartwarming. It's like a zero to hero story and all that. So you enjoy that kind of a cinema. So that's something I liked.
Okay. You know what? Let's do this. All of you have made a list, right? There are some films which I've already discussed a lot. There are films we haven't. So whichever you want to talk more about and whichever category that is, let's take up that. Because Hari, I think, has...
I
Yeah,
haven't
Rohit.
talked about films that touched your heart.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Across the Spider-Verse, Suzume, and the one unexpected one out of the entire list is Rocky Horror.
Okay. Fight.
You are saying you're out of time, so we can't fight only.
Yeah. Hari?
Fights together.
Okay, for me, I think it was 2 films, but first was Jigger Than a Double X. I think specifically the flashback where Clint Eastwood.
Now we
have to watch it, please.
I have to watch it.
Okay. There's a flashback with.
We want to be surprised at how good the film is.
Yes. So there's a flashback with Clint Eastwood, and that touched my heart. I can't put into words of how much I love it, how much I teared up in that flashback, but I really loved it. I loved that one. And then the second was Oppenheimer because my second watch, I traveled a long way to watch it in IMAX 70 millimeter. So when I got to watch it, I was like, that's the format that Nolan intended us to watch it in. And then when I got to watch it, it was such an.
I envy people who could go watch it in IMAX.
It was great, man. I think this is like I loved it so much. I was so engrossed in it. And yeah, that experience alone is why it's close to my heart, because I won't forget it ever. I will never forget that experience. So, yeah.
Okay. How many of you did the Barbenheimer event? Like watch both the films in a day?
I did.
Okay.
I think I had a 1-day gap or a 2-day gap, but
Okay. I did 7 days late though. I was unwell. So 7 days late I went and watched both the films together.
Next day.
Okay. That also I'll count, yeah. That's also Barbenheimer event. Yeah, Adityan.
He said, film that touched his heart as Jigger Than Double X. For me, that made you nostalgic because the genre.
Okay.
The genre. I love those westerns kind of genre. So that made me kind of nostalgic of a time that I didn't live. I have not been an outlaw or something in El Paso, Texas, but still it made me feel like I was in El Paso, Texas. And so I was living like El Paso, Texas bounty hunter for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something by watching those Dallas Trilogy and those other spaghetti western movies. So that's so.
And I love the westerns, man. Back in the 60s, 70s, like especially the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like I love those kind of movies. But with the nostalgic, I just want to say that the Holdovers is really good. And I don't know if you guys seen it, but I think it was like it had this almost like a Breakfast Club vibe to it with the taking care of the child back who couldn't get accepted. It's a very modernistic movie. Modernist is like, like how we watched Top Gun Maverick and we're like, well, nobody makes movies like this anymore. I think The Holdovers is one such film in that list. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
Okay.
Existential crisis, Chitta, obviously everyone knows. I think everyone talked about it, so I don't want to really expand about. But Killers of the Flower Moon. I was choked literally during the last act. Choked in the sense my breath got choked when I was watching the film in the theater. So that's how I was like, wait. When the Killers of the Flower Moon announcement came, I was expecting FBI perspective, but then in the perspective, I was rethinking myself how I'm obsessed with this FBI or things. We always go to legal system. We forget the victims of the system. So that gave me an existential crisis that I watched it the second time. So that's how great the film was, and that's how my favorite personal favorite work of this year was I did a podcast with Hari this year, 2.5 hour podcast for a 3.5 hour movie. So that's our tribute to Killers of the Flower Moon.
I mean, yeah, I would say too.
We read a lot. We both read a lot about
because with Killers of the Flower Moon, I read the original book like just a couple of months before I saw the film, and that alone gave me an existential crisis of how just disgusting human beings can really be. You know, especially back then. There's like so many scenes where you just question like why what are we doing? You know, how did we not have just one shred of heart to accept all this cruelty done to these people? So
we both don't want to spoil for you guys because you guys haven't watched the film, I guess. So you guys watch it and let us know. Let us both of us.
And then listen to his podcast as well.
Yes, that kind of because my personal favorite work of this year was Killers of the Flower Moon podcast with Hari.
So cute.
Yeah,
That was the best. That was my personal favorite.
A lot of things in the chat. Godzilla -1. A lot of people are talking about. Love the holdovers. Okay, 12th fail. Existential crisis. Measures of men. I don't know about this movie. Measures of men.
What was the question? Existential crisis.
Yeah.
Existential crisis मुझे Talk to Me देख के हुआ था. After I was shocked.
Talk to me. Okay.
Because
One chat. Sorry. Existential crisis. World Cup final.
I have it in my one list.
Okay. Yeah, Rohit.
Talk to Me was I did not find the movie great, but the conflict of it was very interesting. That how we are getting addicted to the next high, being social media, being popular, you know, and the lens we would go for it. That entire concept around which the film was woven was very interesting because it's very scary to see that transpiring in front of you, you know. So the film was a little okay, but the conflict is something which is, I think, it will be talked about more as the years go by.
Okay. Anyone else? Any movie you want to talk about from the list? Any particular films? Gauri?
So, I wanted to. 1 minute, opening my list.
कोई नहीं.
यार there's so much यार. You had so
Something-
many questions. Now I have written that.
Why can't we go question wise? It's so easy.
हाँ नहीं.
चलो nostalgic, existential.
मतलब like existential I can.
Existential comes first, yeah.
I don't know if it's entirely existential because I'm not even in that point of my life right now. I'm quite young to even get that existential.
She just stage shaped everybody.
Bechara Aditya is like, I have prepared a question for myself. I have an answer, and I am also young. Then what is Gauri saying?
He's younger
That's
than
what
me.
I'm saying. If you can't say it, then how will he say?
No, I'm saying that I'm just confused if it even fits in that.
I'm guessing Sahil is the youngest here. So Sahil is the eldest here. Sahil, 27, right?
I am 27. Oh,
Rami is the oldest one. Rami is like
you're older than me. Shut
but sorry.
Anyone is below 20? What?
Hari, you are 20.
No, I'm not. I'm
below 20.
You are 8.
Hari, this is why you did not like Chitta, I believe. If you were 20 plus, like Hari, you would have loved Chitta.
I still like it. I didn't say it was bad. Good for you.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
But you are
joking.
18
Just joking.
years old.
Yeah.
Bhai.
So I have to clarify, I'm not the
Because
oldest in this.
I used to when I
Yeah, I'm
started
older.
off
I
with,
don't mind saying that. It's okay.
no, because when I started off in this Filmstagram community, I was very pampered kid because I was the youngest in the group. Now I'm seeing others, so I feel like I'm ठीक है भाई. But I don't know crisis and all. But I got
21.
really teary-eyed when the Barbie montage.
Okay,
was-
18, 21,
Can you do
27.
something?
Rohit is 24, I guess.
मैं
23?
22 होने वाली हूँ.
Rohit is
Okay.
20.
I'll be 22 in Jan.
24.
24.
24.
25, you will turn 25 in 3 months. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
I am 22. I'm 22. Sorry.
You are 22? You are elder to me.
2001.
I'm 2002. Or I'm the second. Sorry.
Okay.
कितनी
How
खुश.
old are you? Nona, how old are you?
I am 25. नहीं लगता ना
25.
35
Can we
लगता
do
हूँ.
some formal-
Folks under 25.
Say 28.
No, don't put
Say you
that
are.
in.
हाँ
Let's
चलो
see.
मूवी हाँ
So
sorry.
हाँ, Barbie was like इसमें crisis में पता नहीं क्या, but I had an emotional moment when that entire montage scene was going on.
Oh, let's have a look.
Barbie
Yeah,
में.
even I did.
Because I watched it. I had the first like the 10 a.m. show, and I saw like young girls, older girls, women, ladies, everyone dressed in pink. They're just entering with their own flair in kurtis and skirts. It was such a wholesome experience to have had, and it was insane. Like we were crying, and then that gynecologist joke happens, and then we were bursting into laughter because it was just, I don't know, it was an amazing experience, like one of the best experiences, because I've never had a collective after Spider-Man. I think No Way Home. Uske baad, I think this was that film. Just there was a collective response from the audience.
You know, I remember someone talking about Animal like this. Like he was
Yeah,
in
yeah,
support
this
of
is-
Animal and he's like, Barbie, for Barbie, girls were dressing like, Barbie and going, no problem, it's all good. For Animal, we are dressing up in suits and going, people like, toxic.
So I don't necessarily agree to this, but like one of the best things to come out of Animal was a letterbox review. So somebody wrote, this is how Barbie must have felt for women. Somebody wrote that.
No, but also one, right? Someone said the edits you see of Gang Godfather, on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
Sandeep Reddy
yeah,
Wanga.
that's the guy made. Yeah, I read.
That was a good comment by whoever who made that.
Ramita, existential.
Okay, so
अब तो उम्र हो गई.
yeah, I mean, what did this man say?
He said अब तो उम्र हो गई, अब मुझे मैं तो ना सच्ची
लगता है
मैं तो ना
कुछ
सच्ची
सब कुछ नॉर्मल लगता है. So anyhow, so I'm just gonna list out 3-4 films which were also part of like films that touched my heart. So there was Chitta. It made me feel existential in the way that there's a part of there's a feeling which my male counterparts will feel a lot. I'll never be able to truly empathize with that. I mean, they struggle with whatever that's Shona, जो सिद्धार्थ का character था. So
कितना बदतमीज है.
इसको छोड़ो. So I think I felt existential in the way that it was the first time I was truly feeling a lot, but I was not even able to get into that man's head. So it was
अच्छा
for me. Okay, there's
देखी
nothing.
नहीं है.
Second film was I think Spider-Verse and Suzume. Ever since I started living out of my hometown, especially this year because it was for a long stretch. There was strong, family moments, mother, father moments with their kids. So with Spider-Verse and Suzume, I had those good existential, like I cried in Spider-Verse when that scene. So those were there, and I don't feel a lot of existential. I don't watch those films which make me feel existential. I mean, I can't. So that's it.
Chalo, koi nahi. I didn't miss anyone, no? I think one thing I think I would like to ask is what made you write or make your best post, as I think Adityan said about that podcast in 2023 till now. What made you write something really passionately or something you are really proud that I wrote this or I made this post or something? Yeah, Ramita.
This is the only answer actually I was excited to answer today.
Yeah.
Also nostalgic पर मैं वो वाला भी answer करूँगी. हाँ. So for this one ना, so I anyway don't post a lot, but one which really made me fall in love with myself again was Rocky or Anime. That bought Jhumka pe I made a reel and a review that it was not. Why are you laughing?
Everyone is talking about those movies which God did not like.
Arey, I liked Rocky Rani. I liked Rocky Rani, but I did not get the hype ki making
Overrated.
it like
I also liked it.
it is not like I did not like. It's a good film. I enjoy it just level पे it is, but super
कोई नहीं.
So anyhow, so I made an edit, like an analysis, and I wrote about dance direction in films. And I did not know. I mean, you know how I told you that this year only I realized how much I've been attracted to films by their sound and the way their music goes. So it's a kind of also like, you know, the video, and I'm saying this only with films because for me, music and films have had a very deep connection for me because I don't listen to a lot of singles or independent music, and I feel Bollywood has always done it pretty well to relate a visual medium with the music. So with what Jhumka, I was extremely disappointed, and I wrote so. And when I made that now, so it got a lot of likes, and you know, like one of my better performing posts. But secondly, you know what I really liked, there were some dance groups or you know people I was checking out, I've never seen on my profile, they have liked it. So there were a lot of choreographers or people who were dancers who were liking it. And the funny part was that some time back I was working on an ad which was a musical. It didn't happen, but it was a musical. So we had also called, I was the DA, so I had called in profiles for choreographers. So I got into chats with one of the choreographers who had assisted in some good songs, and I was very interested in having that guy pushed for the job. But that project only was dumped. Anyhow, that I found he liked it. He doesn't know. We didn't talk very much. Only it was only the necessary talk. So you know, and that's when I realized that it is reaching the right people. So for me, that was a win. So yeah.
Okay. Who else?
Also because of that, I think I got introduced to Leo because I think Long Live Cinema and Aditya both sent me a few songs of South India, so I started watching them. So that was also a good thing that, you know, I widened my horizons with respect to that. I mean, I knew how their songs are choreographed, but in the recent times I got some new very good suggestions which I could maze se watch. So that was also great.
Okay. Who else?
I'll go.
Yeah.
So Nona नींद आ रही है.
नहीं. गला है.
अरे मेरे लिए I think the best post came out of Spider-Verse because damn, it was not like I was minting stuff, but I felt like whatever I wrote, it wasn't enough. You know, it never was enough. I made my playlist posts. I made my edits. I made how I related to Gwen, you know. And then I think my favorite was my Lokiverse ka post.
I love that.
I had a lot of fun making it. So again, shout out to Curiosity. He's the light of my life.
Cutie.
There's also a film you cannot stop talking about, huh?
Oh, Leo.
Leo. I think with the Leo though, I really loved how Lokesh explored the physicality of Vijay in this film, because normally in his films, like, what do you expect? Like, you know, people flying around with the ropes and everything. But that last one with it was like 1 versus 150, so there's like no body double, no wire work. It's just, you know, Manoj Parmasa going crazy with the camera, with the Komodo and the hand grip.
It was interesting, man.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
I loved that. If not for the climax, I would have burnt the theater.
Hey, Subramani. So I love Subramani.
That, and then even the beginning cafe fight scene too. Like,
even the Haida sequence, like the ambition and, you know,
peak of the movie.
I love Subramani, man. I love Subramani.
Yeah.
Subramani, my G.
So if you want to define 2023, the films and everything that came out 2023, how would you define it?
Pretty great.
Action.
I have something which I've written on my list. Wish it was better.
Wish it was?
Really?
Better.
Better, okay. What is
Because
better for you?
I genuinely got disappointed from like the overall.
Baniya is always going for a steal deal.
Yeah, simple.
Whatever. Wait, same.
When is like
Sorry for the.
खुद ही
Sorry for
can't
the
listen to
appropriate.
me.
Sorry for the.
यार इनको अच्छी representation मिल गई ना रॉकी और रानी में तो खुश हो रहे हैं.
हाँ बिल्कुल बस वही.
ठीक है.
इनको बस जाके जाके चित्र देखे.
तुम्हें भी तो एनिमल में रिप्रेजेंटेशन मिल गई ना. ठीक से.
Okay.
Please,
Filmstagram. Filmstagram.
I don't consider Delhi-based Punjabis.
Okay.
You have all
Punjabi.
you have all
Huh?
heard Arjun.
Who's Delhi-based Punjabi here?
Who's what?
Delhi-
Arey,
Delhi
he's
based
talking
Punjab.
about Animal, na?
Animal में Delhi-based Punjabi.
Matlab like the new generation was not related to
See,
the
अरे,
roots.
Rohit
na?
was saying that animals में Punjabis got good representation.
हाँ
Ah.
कौन सा?
They did not get it. यार चुप करो.
Yeah, you guys got ना.
Please.
No,
ये
what
तो
we
होते
did
हैं.
not get it.
वो
What was
लोग
that?
बस गाँव बैठे होते हैं and they are waiting for any job opportunity in Delhi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, the year was quite diverse because there was this influx of pan-Indian. We are hearing of pairings which we would have never imagined in our lives. I was so excited for Merry Christmas and then
Merry
it got
Christmas, yeah, I didn't.
postponed.
Yeah.
So I was looking forward to that film more than Sam Bahadur and Animal combined. So I think diverse would be the perfect for me.
I mean, the year peaked with Across the Spider-Verse. Like even Barbenheimer can't peak that. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Because you'll get 100 Christopher Nolan films. You might get an Across the Spider-Verse once in a decade or in 5 years. You know, because
No, but
the
I would
animation-
say the
20 years.
Barbenheimer
20
event
years.
was the
Event
like a
was
high of
right.
in cinema
The event
history.
was bigger than the individual movies.
That's the
Yeah.
movie.
Is his point.
Yeah, I think
Because
I don't think so. If these movies were released differently, they like separately, they might not have such a hype.
Yeah, it was a
I had
celebration of cinema, is a sense, because everyone was talking about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like the
I had
only-
that in my trend wala question, Barbenheimer.
Like
I think a lot of people would have missed Barbie had it not been released with Oppenheimer because there was a system of people were watching both the movies together, and even the other way around. Many Barbie people might not have watched Oppenheimer.
Could be.
Like it is true. Yeah.
Shelly says 2023 year of women, year of international films, and anything other
Year
than
of-
Marvel. Yeah,
Year
Marvel
of
did do well.
Yes, exactly. I was about to say year of action for me because action movies, the good, the bad, and the ugly ones. I watched everything this year. And
Year
most of the things I watched.
OG actors coming back, like making a mark.
Comeback.
Comeback.
Ah, real comeback.
That is why in my trend you hated. I hated the fact that there were so many hero worship more than story movies this
Yeah.
year. There were so many movies in which you are like, you can't even say bad about it because hey, at least we got to worship the hero. I'm like, come on, yeah. The movie's first job is to be a good movie first, and then it's supposed to be a hero worship. You can do both.
I saw a post today on Twitter. Someone was, and I was like, wow, it makes sense. It was the return of the Deol family. Sunny Deol
Oh,
gathered
yeah, I
to
know this.
I know.
Dharmender
No,
with
no,
Rocky Rani.
Dharmendra,
It's a
Bobby.
very
Abhay
bad
Deol
film
with
because-
the Netflix show. What was the
Which
name?
one?
Abhay
Abhay
Deol.
Deol-
No, Abhay Deol with that Disney film.
That
No,
was
no.
that was back. Go back the other film.
Netflix show. The Netflix show about the burning of a like
Yeah.
Oh, that Trial by Fire.
Trial by
Oh my god, I
Fire.
loved.
Trial
I
by
have
Fire.
that in my best shows wala. round.
Yeah. Kala
I was-
Pani was big.
Oh, can we please
Cobra.
talk about shows?
Yeah,
Because it was a
Abhi,
good year
I
for
think
sure.
So by the way, for
Nikal
that one,
jayenge.
the year for 2023, I had this roughly made answer. I don't know if it holds true, but it was just a feeling that 2023 was more about meta moments. Or just going, like
Yeah.
breaking fourth wall by even not breaking the fourth wall, but I think it was a lot about the commentary.
People were actually doubling down on nostalgia a lot. Most movies
Yeah,
did that.
that was there.
That is the meta moment part you were saying, I think.
Yeah.
Because they were nostalgia mongering because they felt that would like give them more business.
Hmm,
The meta moment is supposed to be a little more authentic, I think.
that's
But
true.
this was more of nostalgia mongering. Ki, hey, let's just
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to eat it.
Expanding on Ramita's point, also I would say The Killer by David Fincher, and Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer. Both three of the movies were meta in one other way because both were about the artists themselves. I feel like that.
Yeah, but we got a
Average.
Scorsese
with
movie, Nolan
with
movie,
Killer-
and
David
Fincher.
Yeah, so
that's
much.
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. It's a
and
year similar to
Harry has,
2019.
and,
So 2004, first time happened.
and Harry has watched all the 3 movies in theater.
Wow.
But that's because yes,
I watched the 3 movies last time they released together. 2004.
See,
You have heard of Urgent Valley? Have you heard of Urgent Mountain?
Wow, yeah.
Same old joke.
Wow, Rohit. Wow.
Yeah,
So
Valley
funny.
and
Oh my
Mountain.
God, I laughed.
yeah.
Okay, so
I have to call my
any other
cousins
film? There was Kathal, the core Malayalam film. I've not seen, so I cannot
Yeah, I
talk
wanted
much.
to watch Kadal the Core.
Yeah.
No shows over here.
And what was the other movie?
There was Kathal also. Kathal was also.
Kathal, I didn't like that much.
Yeah, same.
was
As
like-
I loved Porian Selvan too. I loved Gul Mohar.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
Dave Manoj Bajpayee's. Someone was asking the latest films. Joram today was released.
I don't think
I've heard good reviews about it, but not
Joram is a
people
good
like
film.
it was not marketed well. People didn't know about it. But,
I mean, Devashish
Well, wasn't it
Makhija is
like
a very good director. Devashish
Yeah.
Makhija is
Three of us, any of you? Three of us.
I have
I
to
had
watch
one.
it.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it anywhere.
So a lot
I
of
couldn't go
things,
for the
missed
theatre.
films. For me, one of my favorite was Nanpakkal Nirattamayakam, the Rija Jose Pelliassery
Oh,
movie, which I absolutely love.
Mammootty's-
So yeah, I think that pretty much summed up it. So I just want to end, with a question about film, Instagram, social media. I want
TV
to
shows, TV
ask each of you.
TV shows?
Next year. Sorry.
First, let me mention Attack on Titan. I watched the series
Yeah.
only this year, and उसका finale आया, and I watched that series again and again in the same year. It was so good. I watched nothing, but I watched that show at least twice or thrice. I have to mention
I
that.
has watched nothing
Rocket
but
Boy season 2, Kala
That's
Pani,
good,
Trial by Fire.
Huh? क्या?
Rocket Boy season 2, Kala
Kala
Pani, Trial by Fire.
Fire, Fall of the House of the Ashes.
TV series में about Elementary and Severance.
Abbott Elementary
The
also,
Bear,
yes.
The Bear
I
season 2.
believe, I believe these.
Succession season 4.
I got to watch 2 shows which are now in my top 5 TV shows of all time.
I loved Abbott Elementary.
I
So
loved
should talk
Severance.
about it.
I loved Severance and I loved Beef.
I loved Succession and The Bear.
Yeah, The Bear was amazing.
Succession
Netflix
season
is-
4 is
And
brilliant.
Beef also, people were saying that it's a very
Oh
good
yeah.
Beef, yeah, I
It's
saw
very-
Beef was interesting.
It's very
Interesting show.
existential. That got me
Where
interested.
Okay.
I watch
Okay.
normal people. Sorry.
So final thing I want to ask is that because you are using Instagram as a platform, so I want to ask about Instagram. What are your thoughts about that, and all the people watching you today thinking if they also want to start putting out their thoughts and opinions about films and share it. So your advice to them as a creator yourself, because I
go
think a
out
lot of
and-
people don't realize how, there's one thing to just put a post, and I see so many of you edit, do something. Like I used your thumbnails from Instagram to make the thumbnail for this video.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
you
saw
noticed
that.
it, but I
I
tried
saw
doing
Yeah, I saw
that.
that. Yeah.
So I just saw the creativity you have
Wow,
to put
Corey,
in.
you did not
It's-
find the small details about the post. Wow.
So
Very,
basically,
very,
I'm
very
saying
unique.
there's so much goes behind it that people don't understand. So I just want to all of you to what do you say for the people who want to do this? Is it worth
I
it?
think a lot.
I mean, just go out and write your first write up and make a collage on Canva. I mean, that's the first step you can take. Then you'll slowly learn, and you'll find your way through it. And what are people gonna do? People are strangers on the internet. They're gonna hate on you. They're gonna write a mean comment, and then they're gonna complain to mommy and daddy that they're not getting their favorite dish. That's what most people are. So just write what you have to. And
Yeah, but like,
don't,
and I can
and don't-
finish.
and don't conform.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, because I wanted to add on saying like starting a write up and not doing that. That's one thing, but then a lot of people also focus on like becoming more like popular through the platform, right? Like they want like more followers, more reach. I think in that just in that sense, I would just want to say, just be patient and just consistency matters, like how much you put in, and it should not be something derived from what other people think too. What makes it write up so creative and original is because it's coming out of you. It's what you think. So I think if you focus more on what you want to say as opposed to what people would like, I think somehow then you'd find like an equilibrium between like more consistency in the work you post and also a more outreach to the people that this guy also has like a similar view to this, then maybe I should rely on him like whenever like a film review comes out or maybe like a recommendation comes out. So I think that's like one thing, but I think being patient and consistent is like the foremost advice that I would give, and as so far from what I've learned. That's what I would
To
say.
add on Hari, I would say that yes, consistency matters the most, I believe. But I believe do not judge your post or the quality of your post by the engagement it gets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Never do that.
Never do that.
Because you never know a post which you make today, it might blow up after a few months.
Yeah.
So you will not even get to know when that post blows up. So be honest with your work. If you're honest with your work, then one day, if it works, great. If it does not work, it might work one day, and you will be thankful that you of your past self that you made that post on that day. So don't judge your post by the engagement it gets. Gauri, you can continue.
I was just saying that just start, because even though you'll be lost in the beginning, which I was pretty much lost, because I started off writing three lines as a caption, and that yes, please watch it and all that. Then I went to making that delved into those edits that were used to be there, slow-mo edits that those pages started. I stumbled onto those also, and then somehow I found my niche, my people also, and what I actually would give out, like the observations and all that. So with time you will get to learn so much about your own self. That is one thing. And never expect anything that, oh, I have to reach here, because it's the process. You won't even know people are seeing that process with you over all these years. I got my job because of this page, and I'm so lucky. I never thought that something like that will ever happen to me. And those are things I'm grateful for, even though I'm not consistent at all right now. But I have been consistent in believing what I make and putting it out with truth and honesty. And I think that is what matters. So first step is to just start off, and you will find everything on your own. I think everyone does.
Adityan?
Just like I first said, though they thought they chose art, but art chose them. So that's all I could say.
We have come full circle.
So that's the thing. Just put it out whatever you feel. Because Sahil said don't judge your post because when I did a Mission Impossible and AI thing with all the references I put, that was like it didn't. I thought it will get a good viewing with my niche because they love tech and stuff, but it didn't do well. And he only said that don't judge your post with your likes. It is a good thing. Just understand your work. So that's what I can say. Just be honest with your work and try to be
because people will always be remembered by their content, not by the engagement. Nobody will be like, why Gauri is good because she had a 10 million likes video. Nobody will ever say that. Nobody will ever say that. But people will say that there was this one post by Gauri, we liked it.
Yes.
That is something actually people will say.
Exactly. So that's
and I believe that's why the content matters way more than the engagement in the long run and even in the short run. Because even in the short run also people will forget a viral post, but they will not forget the post which touched anyone's heart.
And because a post might get people, but what you are honest in, that will make people stay.
Yes, yeah.
And there's a lot of difference between having.
Another thing is immersive cinema. My friend, he's a great friend of ours, mine and Hari. So he's a great friend of ours, and he is a writer too. So he says that everyone has to become an artist at some point of their life because they are all filled with thoughts. So they have to express it out in any way or the other. So everyone has to become an artist some way or the other. So Instagram is one of those platforms, and don't follow the trend. Don't be in FOMO. Don't have the FOMO like I should watch this series. I should watch this movie. No, don't try it. Don't try it. Okay. Just be cool with it. If you don't like this, because everyone they when Archie is released, I don't know Archie is released yesterday because I don't know because I was busy with my personal project, personal internships kind of a thing. So I don't know. Okay.
Flex.
Okay.
Guys, I have a personal life as well. I just don't watch movies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Archie's. So Archie's. Everyone was like, bro, please put Archie's review. It was bad. It was roast karna. I don't want to roast because it's not my niche. I don't like Archie's comics itself because I have not grown up with it. Because when I was reading with it, my dad was like, come on, son, I'll show you what real comics are. And he pulled me up those, and he pulled me up those, and he pulled me up those Tintin comics and Asterix and Obelix comics. So
Yes.
I have grown up with Tintin and Asterix Obelix comics. I haven't grown up with Archie, so I don't really get the world of that. So I don't want to get into the FOMO. Okay, so that's so
Cute.
Huh?
What's your favorite Tintin comic?
Tintin and the Shooting Star. I love that so much.
I love Cigars of the Pharaoh.
Wow, great.
Wow, great for you. Like, wow.
Archie's reminded me it's the film that I like, people didn't like.
Oh, I think I one of them. I think it's a cute one-time watch.
Yeah. I think if
But
you
then
compare
I
it with
think it's on
Zoya's
that-
filmography, that's where it goes wrong.
That is where it
Yeah.
goes wrong. Exactly.
You know, and one advice is always focus on your voice. Like Curiosa said, do not follow trends because you'll get lost in the algorithm. No, because सारे trending audios में you'll be grouped. I'm like, जाओ. You know?
My.
Moe.
I don't know. Still watch Moye Moye.
I love more.
Because nobody can be you but you. Okay, so
Exactly.
Wow.
Nothing but you.
nothing but you.
Nothing but
Nothing,
friends.
nothing but nothing.
Okay, I think
Is
it's finally time to all of you to introduce yourself to the audience.
Oh my god, we
Because
haven't
we
done
didn't do that. I actually didn't want it to happen in the beginning because I wanted them
my
to
God.
listen from you, listen all your thoughts, and now because they want to know your channels and
Our identity.
yeah.
Not our
Yes.
Not our channels.
So one by one, we'll start from Ramita. Your Insta page name and why should they check it out? Like, what will they find?
Okay, so
Sell yourself.
so
This does not sound right.
Mamita.
Just kidding.
Jordan
Yeah.
Belfort.
So my Insta handle is @the_screen_satan, and if I mean I don't like it's like if you really like edits and all that, like Bollywood music and edits, I think that has kind of become my main posting over there. Other than that, I mean, I like to post. I mean, I usually post reviews if I watch something on my stories. I sometimes accidentally, when time allows and when my heart allows, I'm very rare in posting things because I really judge myself a lot and I really want to put out good things, even if it's one post in a month or something. But I think I give very good technical feedback, and by technical I mean which is very distanced from blind worship and how it made me feel. I feel I'm a genuine, I mean, I should not say that, but I mean, I think you will like my write-ups, which I feel I've gotten from everybody, that they get some different opinion whenever I choose to post. So it's okay, it's your call. Whatever.
Straight up to the point. Write-ups. Always, Rabita.
Unfiltered.
Aditya.
So my ID is Curious Adityan. So I combine infotainment with infos with entertainment. So that's how my USP works. And good to collaborate with a lot of people this year. So that was good for me. So I don't really want to stick to this content. I used to stick to a lot, but nowadays I'm not sticking to it. I tried to venture into a lot because I was like, I don't want to write about romance movies, but this year I wrote about Saptasagar Dachiello and
Oh.
Saptasagar Dachiello. So that's how I'm venturing into my own limits. So that's how infotainment and entertainment. If you want, check out my page. That's it. And Immersive Cinemas page too, which is he is our Asad Harinag and Asad. So follow him too.
Okay, Hari.
My handle is Frames of South, and recently I ventured into a YouTube channel where I get to talk about films, and soon I will be talking about maybe film techniques and all that stuff. But that's like for future plans. But for now, with the page, I try to do edits. I try to do movies. I don't try to get into write-ups that often because I do that sometimes on Letterboxd, and that takes a lot of energy and consumes a lot of time. But in my page, I talk about cinema. We breathe cinema. I don't support any hatred over there, but anything. Even if people ask me why I didn't like the film, I give them an honest expansion of how I thought about it, and it's all great. It's all mutual respect with my followers, and there are a couple of film pages that told me that I've been an inspiration, but they have they have way bigger followers, like 100K or something like that. That gives me more responsibility to be more authentic, more honest, and just more me. So if anything, if whatever I've spoken so far has been of interest to you or has been of value to you, then you could check out my page and go for it, man. So that's
Hari makes the best. He is the greatest Scorsese fan I've ever seen, and he made this student project. I saw he sent me personally. That was really great. So you got really, if you are a Scorsese fan, check out Frames of South. You'll love it.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you, Adrian.
Rohit.
Yeah.
Much respect.
If you hate toxic positivity, if you struggle to get out of the bed, not because you're sleepy, but because you're sad, and you want to feel that you're not alone in the world, you should go to my page, check out my write-ups. I am the kid your parent asked you to stay away from.
I knew something is coming.
And yeah, of course, if you love movies, I express myself through them.
But because you are nothing but films.
Yeah.
Okay, Sahil.
Nothing but films is such an existential statement when you think about it. It's nothing but films.
I think among everyone, I do not have a page name which has a film in it or something related to that. It is just my first name, Sahil M27. What I basically do is on my Instagram. Yeah, on Instagram I just make memes and everything. My idea behind that is that I just want to make something fun content out of everything.
Dude, come on! Your path-breaking cinema parallels. Come on, no one even thinks about it.
That's what I'm saying. I just my only aim is to make something fun out of everything, because I know everyone can talk about something which is negative or something which is not very thought-provoking, but I want to make something which is fun. Everyone can just watch it, just can enjoy it, just have a good laugh. That is my whole intention. If you want to talk about something serious, my DMs are open. I talk to everyone, literally everyone who DMs me. And if you want to have an opinion about something, or want to have know my opinion about something, my DMs are open. I can always tell you about that. And there in my DMs, I'm very brutally honest, and I talk the shit about everything which I feel it is. And if something is good, also I will talk about it with the same intensity. But my stories and my posts are just about having fun. That's my whole intention. I think we have very limited time on this planet, so I just want to have fun with everyone. That's my intention.
Gauri?
Thank you.
Hello, my page's name is Mehfilme. Meh.film.me, and I make edits.
Mehfilme.
It's a wordplay.
मैं हमेशा सोचता था, क्या है ये?
क्या
क्या?
नोना यार, मतलब आई एम सो डिसअपॉइंटेड.
Now I
Actually, I would
got
like to
it.
say Nona ने मुझे अभी follow करा है अर्जुन वैली पोस्ट के बाद, तो I don't.
नहीं यार
It
यार
is
see
okay.
Nona
I'll
super disappointing. Nona,
okay,
you should
you
just
continue.
close this call.
I'll explain
तुम
my
लोग लेते हैं।
side also.
ठीक है. नहीं, it is okay. I'm just टांग खींच रही हूँ. So I do film के scenes के breakdowns, film breakdowns. I write about how I felt about a particular scene, how I feel about a particular song. I do one-off, so it's a blend of everything. Whatever I feel like, I just put it out on the page.
Okay. So, just to end it, I just want to say, the reason I wanted to do this roundtable is that I myself was unaware about this whole world of film Instagram, and slowly I got to know, first I got to know Rohit, slowly Ramita, Basu, Sahil, and all of you guys. And I feel like, as I said, I didn't follow you. It's not because I don't want to follow, but as I said before, I'm not a very social media person. And what happens is when I follow you guys, I cannot keep up with all the things you post, everything. I want to limit that because I want to spend my time more goes into creating work, watching stuff and creating, everything goes into that. So there's no time left to consume other people's, unless if something really interesting, I want to check it out. And I've, so watching all your, that Arjun Valley song, the way you did it, right? That was really exciting. So I checked it and shared it. I think I've Aditya, something I shared in a messages when I messaged him about this. I saw I've already messaged him. I didn't remember the username. I saw something of his. I shared it on my story. So I'm not, part of the Instagram world. So I'm sorry if I don't follow someone. All of that.
Sorry,
but my objective was this. Just like me, I hope more people watching this live stream, watching this roundtable, get to know about this world, and even they get inspired. That you guys are championing cinemas in your own way, and I think that's a great thing. As a cinephile, we all would love to see. And I hope this was fun. I hope you guys had a good time. I know we went on for 3 hours now, and thank you for taking your time. Thank you for being here and representing.
And I gotta say,
film Instagram.
I gotta say about Gauri because I don't know, she was younger than she is so young when he started, and I thought she was like elder to me, and her content was like that, and her song recommendations I always know. Mood Gorning.
Oh my god, the mood warning cult.
Kind of.
That's
We love
amazing.
that.
Can you imagine there was a time when Nona was nervous that I would text back?
That I do with everyone. Like all of these people I invited, I'm
Even
like, they'll not
Ramita
even
and I have had that issue
reply.
with you.
But Nona, why did you pick us? Like, I get that Sahil,
No, see.
Ramita, Rohit.
Yeah, so I knew these people. See, my thing is, I did reach out to more people. It's not just I reach out to you late. No, all of you I messaged. So, and my thing is, last time I did a
We could not
roundtable
get
and
Basu, that's why we went with Gauri.
no,
It
that
is
is
so-
no.
इसे कहते हैं
I actually,
can
there's this
check.
inside joke that I'm like 10-year-old.
Now I'm out.
So my point is that I knew I cannot have so many everyone, and I need to make a group of few people because if last time I did a roundtable there were too many people and I couldn't control it. So at this time I tried, and what happens is sometimes some people back out, they cannot make it last time. So then you
Nona, do you
only
have a
few people are
controlling
left.
behavior?
Me?
You have a controlling behavior?
I think
I
so.
don't think. No.
That's what you were doing today.
Yeah. But that's it. Thank you. I hope you had a good time. And
It was lovely.
thank you everyone watching. And
When
I
I say
hope
hit the like button,
yeah.
please follow, subscribe, share.
Yeah.
And guys, all of their page links are in the description. You can go check them out. And we'll see you next year. Hopefully. We'll do it again.
Surprise பண்றீங்க.
And
hit the
What
like
are you
button.
telling us? We'll never have New Year plans.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Find-
Thank you. Thank you guys. Good night. Bye bye.
Oh,
Bye.
got my